Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko playthrough, and yeah, we're going to be continuing on our Alliance of the Golden Witch playthrough, and yeah, so it looks like what's actually happening today is we're going to be looking at, you know, the first day, what's actually going to happen, obviously, before all of the tension occurs. I mean, the first day is usually really quite similar, so I feel, I don't really think there's going to be much today. I don't know, I hope there's going to be quite a lot though, because even though, obviously, everything in the Ushinomiya family is probably going to be really quite similar, let's be honest, they want Kinzo's inheritance, blah blah blah, stuff like that, you know, and obviously reunion stuff as well, can't forget about that, but yeah, obviously because of the fact that it's a new game board, I really hope that, you know, there's going to be a lot of variation. I like the scenes, you know, obviously before the murders and before everything that sets the whole story up, but at the same time I just don't really find them nearly as entertaining as, you know, for example, the scenes we saw last night with Angie. Oh my god, those were so good. If we could see scenes like those again, I would never ever complain. Holy shit. Yeah, if we could see scenes of those quality consistently, then oh my god, I am as happy as Larry. But Larry may be really depressed, we don't know if he's happy. Oh my god, it's a Devil's Proof! No way! 3 months left to live. It was last year when you said that, right, Dozen Anjo? Yeah. Oh, that must be really quite embarrassing because of the fact that obviously it's all completely wrong what he's actually diagnosed. But at the same time, there's no medical facilities Kinzo actually wants to go to, so that's the best he can do. I only spoke of what I could comprehensively determine from his physical condition at the time. As a result, this year too, it just so happens... Yep, somehow doesn't surprise me there. So even though it's doubtful whether Dad will last until the end of the year, he's still totally focused on his occult research. And you still say he only has 3 months left, Doctor? Oh god, I feel bad. He's getting totally, you know, he's just getting totally made to feel inferior and incompetent. God, like I said, Kinzo-san's. Yeah. Why are they so sad about the fact that his diagnosis has been wrong? Out of a sense of parental respect, each one of you is so eager to greet father. Oh yeah, that's just something you would really want to do. Krauss actually kind of exposing the scumminess of these people. I can see how upset you are that he's unwilling to meet with you. Considering that everyone has still started aiming for the inheritance while the sun is still in the sky. Yeah. Wow. God, that really is quite a far move. I'm surprised that she's actually saying that, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. You've got it wrong, Natsuhine-san. How are you gonna justify it? They were literally just talking about the inheritance. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Dad isn't immortal and he'll die someday. Well, you're a little bit excited about it. We aren't telling him to die, we're just saying that he will die sooner or later. Yeah, that is understandable. I mean, when he puts it like that, that is fair enough, but at the same time, I just kind of get the impression that obviously... Nanjo's constantly pestering Nanjo for an answer about the, you know, time left he has to live, that just kind of gives the feeling that, you know, they really want his inheritance and they want everything and they want it as soon as possible. Fair enough, yeah, that is precisely what is so disrespectful. I mean, to be fair, the only thing is, it is disrespectful, but at the same time, it is a conversation that needs to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then obviously everything's just going to get way more complex after he's died. I didn't actually know you could use a scroll wheel to go down. That's quite cool. Stop it. Oh, yeah, understandable. And obviously she'll make this evening worse. You'll make your headache worse. Krauss doesn't answer who had risen from her chair, Jesus Christ, in agitation, to sit down. God damn. Wow. That really is quite something. It just surprises me that she gets that obviously mad. Wow. Trying to smooth over the atmosphere, which has suddenly become filled with suspicion. Oh, yeah, I see that, yeah. Hideyoshi put on the forced smile and motioned for everyone to calm down. Yeah, good one. Yeah, Hideyoshi knows how to do it.
夏日さん、誤解せんといてや。
Natsuki-san, don't misunderstand.
立つ鳥後を濁さずっちゅうことわざがあるやろ。
People say you should always clean up after yourself, right?
これはその見送る側の話や。
Yeah, we're just talking about seeing him off.
やがては必ず旅立つお父さんをきれいに見送るための相談なんやで。
We're discussing this so we can see your father off neatly when he takes off on the journey he's eventually going to make. Yeah, the journey to death, basically. And the journey to the afterlife, or whatever you believe happens after death. That sounds like I believe the afterlife happens to death. After death. I do not know. I do not believe in that, though. No way. Yeah, I suppose. When Ginzo actually dies, there's going to be no complications regarding the inheritance. Yeah, just to totally cover something up to sound like it's better than it actually is. It's just like you Hideyoshi-san. No, I see that actually, yeah. Even though you're saying the same thing, you make it sound so intellectual. I like that. Yeah, that's why Eva married this person. Yes, that's right. Yeah, unlike you, Nissan. Yeah, to be honest, I kind of saw that coming. Wow, it's just really quite interesting that, you know, these people have such a relationship of hatred that, you know, they take any possibility they possibly can to, you know, have a go at them. Yeah, quit it. It's for real, yeah, we aren't getting anywhere. So like we're saying, Aniki. What? Forget about all this inheritance. I don't even care if Dad hits us. Oh, that's interesting. To make a long story short, we want to meet Dad directly and say hello. Even if he said he doesn't want to. Damn. Would Genji let him though? Let them though? If he's locked up in his study, we don't care if we have to borrow a key from Genji-san. Right, what's that? Oh yeah, just pick on the weakest one. Oh god. Oh well, it's not like we're forcing you. Yeah, why would you forcibly say hello to a father who is just about to die unless you want inheritance? Let's be honest here. It's just, we haven't said hello to father in such a long time. Yeah. The thing is about Rosa, I really can't tell if she's actually trying to hide up her motives for just getting the inheritance out of her dad, or if she actually cares for her dad. Because a lot of these people, I mean, he's been such a bad parent, let's be honest here, that, you know, nobody really cares, and nobody has the respect to actually view him as anything apart from a money-making machine, let's be honest here. If his remaining life really is short, then there's a chance we might never be able to see him again. That is understandable, yeah. Today might be our final opportunity to exchange words with father. That's right, just like Rosa says. If he only has 3 months left, it wouldn't be odd for him to pass away any time now, right? I see that. Yeah, like tomorrow maybe? God, yeah, she's just totally trying to take it out of hand. Are you saying that despite that, we don't even have the right to talk with him one last time? God, regardless of the circumstances, isn't that just a bit too much?
あなたたちのしたい話というのが本当に挨拶なら、
Yeah,
お
definitely.
父様も喜んでお会いになられるでしょう。
But that's the thing, you know, he totally has sniffed out these people's motives. And, you know, he's not going to want to talk to people who are just going to talk about money. I mean, it's just like me talking to somebody about exams. Like, I don't want to do it, so fuck off. Yeah, if greeting father were truly what you wish to do, I mean, obviously this is a little bit different to somebody who's just done their exams, but like, I know, I hope you can get the principles behind my logic. I put it in quotes because it's crap logic, let's be honest here. No, it does apply well, but it's still just a shitty example. I love that Nazi is totally blowing their cover. But father has already heard about the disrespectful topic you host to raise. God, nobody will want to meet with you under those conditions. Fair. Jesus Christ, she is so confrontational. The reason you cannot meet with father is because of your own doing and nothing else, is it not? Yeah, Krauss, don't even act innocent. The thing about Krauss is he's just totally taking advantage of the fact that he's Nazi his wife. And, you know, what they're trying to do is them trying to make the three look... Well, Krauss is obviously acting good so that the three can look really, really bad and he can look good. And he already has a lot of the inheritance, let's be honest. Yeah, you can talk, Krauss. You shouldn't have to rack your brains to understand why father doesn't wish to see your faces, right? Yeah, says you. Father has seen right through all your tight financial situation. By the way, this is a lie. If this is true, then why would father have not have picked up about the fact that Krauss is literally stealing money from his accounts so that he can repay people he owe? What are you talking about? I don't have a clue on what you're going on about, Nissan. Oh, yeah. Did you really think I didn't know about the state you're in? Eva and the rest realised that he had seen through to their current lack of funds. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And alternating between bluffing and returning to the point at hand and arguing back. Yeah, they repeatedly pressed Krauss to let them meet with Kinzo. I wonder if he's actually going to approve in the end. I feel like this is going to be one of the situations where it just gets so irritating that, you know, Krauss just doesn't want to continue the situation so much so that, you know, he's just going to give in eventually. I don't know, that's kind of the impression I get. Yeah. The sweet smell of the black tea Udoza. Black tea, ironic that. Yeah, the black tea Udoza had gone out of her way to buy had been completely wasted. That really is quite sad. I mean, Udoza bought it for Natsuhi because of her headache. The only thing she was glad about now was that the children went, yes, fair, yeah. The fact that they'd gone to play at a beach right after lunch had been their only salvation. Yeah, exactly. I feel kind of bad for the adults, obviously. The kids get to play and have fun and have a relaxing time. And the adults, on the other hand, they're just in hell at the moment. Eva made as though to tackle Krauss, and Hideyoshi and Kirie cut in between them, trying to calm both sides. God, that is a nightmare. Yeah, of course Eva is doing as much as possible to potentially receive the inheritance. She likes money. But obviously she has a big need for money as well because of Hideyoshi's company potentially being, you know, bought out by evil stockholders, really. Well, not really stockholders, but shareholders. They're trying to take over his share and totally slander him so that the shareholders want to invest their money in the other people rather than Hideyoshi. And his company will be bought out if he doesn't have more money basically. Well, it may not be. It's not guaranteed, but at the same time, it's a lot more likely. God. Then Kiria took a deep breath and spoke.
ごめんなさいね、クラウス。
Somebody who's not like their sister. I'm sorry, Krauss Nissan.
部外者だけれど、一言いいかしら。
I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you'd let me say one thing.
提案があるの。
I have a proposition. What is that?
なんだね、キリエさん。
What is it, Kiria-san?
まず、うちの人も含めてなんだけれど。
First, and this includes my husband as well.
私たちは長年、お父さんと一緒に暮らして、そのお世話をしてきたクラウス兄さんの苦労をあまりにも軽んじているわ。
So gaining his approval. First, and this includes my husband as well. For many years, we have belittled the efforts you've made by living with father and taking care of him.
そうでしょ？
Isn't that right?
そりゃまあ。
That's well.
俺たちは外に出て気楽でいいが。
Yeah, definitely. I don't disagree. We've got it easy since we get to go outside, but Aniki's been babysitting Dad for decades now, and that must have been a lot of work. Yeah, I'll accept that, but what's your point, Kiria? Oh, is it?
クラウス兄さんがお父さんの世話人であることを
Yeah, I kind of know where I feel like I know where this is going. We must acknowledge that Krauss Nissan is father's
だっ
caretaker.
てそうでしょ？
Isn't that right?
私たちはお父さんをずっと恐れてきて、その世話をクラウス兄さんに押し付けてきたわ。
We've always feared father and have pushed the task of caring for him onto Krauss
その
Nissan.
苦労は誰もが認めるはず。
Everyone should acknowledge his efforts.
ですよね、
Isn't that right?
エヴァ姉さん。
Yeah, isn't that right, Evanessa?
だからそれが何？
And so what?
兄さんがお父様の世話に？
Nissan is father's caretaker.
あんた、部外者のくせに勝手なこと決めないでよ。
Jesus Christ, don't decide things on your own. Outsider, fucking hell. Yeah, that is understandable. So, I just find it really quite surprising that Kiria is being really, really modest and fair. Well, no, I don't find it surprising, actually, but yeah. Yeah, the fact that Krauss has actually been, you know, the person that has taken care of the person that everybody else feared to take care of, I mean, and has obviously been living by him for a lot longer, it should be acknowledged, I suppose. God. Hey now, calm down.
キリエさん、あんた何の話をしてるんだ？
Kiria-san, what are you talking about?
キリエ、続けてくれ。
Yeah, Kiria, please continue.
私たちはクラウス兄さんと夏日姉さんにもっと感謝すべきなのよ。
Yeah, that is fair. I don't disagree with this. Yeah, maybe not Krauss, but definitely Natsuhi. She deserves way more respect than she gets. We should be more grateful towards Krauss Nissan and Natsuhi
いつも
Nesan.
お父さんの世話をしてくれてありがとう。
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. We should thank them for always taking care of father.
私たちにその感謝の気持ちがないからこんな不毛な
Oh,
すれ
that's
違いになる
interesting.
の。
It's that lack of gratitude that's to blame for these wasteful conflicts we keep
そう
having.
でしょ、クラウス兄さん。
Isn't that right, Krauss Nissan? Yeah, that is understandable and obviously lack of gratitude completely.
これは驚いたね。
I'm surprised.
実の兄弟たちにも顧みられなかった私たちの苦労が。まさかキリエさんに理解してもらえるとは思わなかったよ。
I did not think you, Kirie-san, would be able to understand our efforts, which even my true siblings have not stopped to consider. Yeah, I do find it interesting that I don't even know if Krauss actually thinks about this, but he probably does, and that's why he actually deserves the highest share of the inheritance, because he's actually done the highest amount of effort to help Ginzo in his life, really. Yeah, and it's just really quite interesting that obviously people think of money, they don't even think about what's deserved and what's not. But yeah, fair. Yeah, it's a natural duty for the successor to the Ushidomiya family headship. Yeah.
そうね。
That's right.
当主跡継ぎとしての責任よね。
Yeah, it's your responsibility as a successor to the headship, right?
お父様を世話しているからこそ、当主跡継ぎとして、
Yeah.
私たちは認めざるを得ない。
By the way, I don't think I've ever seen this sprite of Kirie. It's because you take care of father that we must acknowledge you as the successor. Oh, hey.
何を勝手に話を進めてんのよ。
Oh, why are you bringing this up all by yourself?
あんた部外者の分際で。
Yeah, just keep on using your weak point. Yeah, as opposed to actually arguing about it. You're just an outsider.
待て姉貴。
Wait, Aneki.
そうだな。
That's right.
キリエの言う通りだ。
Oh, it's just like Kirie
親
says.
父の世話をしているからこそ、
Yeah.
兄貴は後継ぎなんだ。
Yeah. Because you take care of dad, you're the successor,
お前の言
Aniki.
う通りだ。
It's just like you said. Oh. Also, I noticed, and then Eva did. Eva's barking demeanor towards Kirie for advancing the discussion on her own disappeared in a flash, and she instead stared at Krauss and Natsuhi. Yeah, I do find it really quite interesting. I mean, yeah, Kirie really does have, you know, really quite a lot of strength, and obviously, maybe not motivation, but just bravery in general for actually being able to continue a discussion that, you know, is really quite unpleasant. And obviously the fact that she's an outsider as well, that really doesn't help. Yeah, Natsuhi couldn't understand that sudden change and was slightly flustered.
クラウス兄さん、
Krauss Nissan.
ほんのいくつかの条件さえ飲んでくれれば、
Oh, if you'll accept just a few
私た
conditions.
ちはお父さんが亡くなるまで二度と会わせろとは言わないわ。
Oh, that is interesting. We won't ask you to let us meet father again until he dies.
もちろん死に目に合わせろとも言わない。
Of course, we won't demand to be present at his deathbed.
なんならお葬式にさえ欠席してもいいわ。
Jesus Christ. To be honest, they probably would do it. I just really wonder if Kinzo actually had a funeral, who would attend? Like, genuinely, I really do wonder.
ほう。
Oh.
何の話やら。
Yeah, where are you going with this? I think that's a good question, yeah.
一応は聞こうじゃないか。
But I might as well listen for now.
その条件を言ってみたまえ。
Let's see your terms.
一つ、
First,
当主跡継ぎとは現当主後宮金蔵の世話人を指す。
the term successor to the headship refers to the caretaker of the current head, Ushinomiya Kinzo.
それから
And then,
一つ、
second,
世話人の責務は後宮金蔵の終生の世話をすること。
yeah, the duty of the caretaker is to look after Ushinomiya Kinzo for the rest of his
早
life.
い話が最後を見とるまでが仕事ってことね。
Yeah, that is interesting. Oh, I think I can see where Kiria's actually going with this. If Krauss's duty as the head of the family is to actually take care of Kinzo until his very, very last moments, why is he just idling
ク
here?
ラウス兄さんには元よりその覚悟はあるから問題はない。
Maybe. You were prepared to do that from the beginning, Krauss Nissan, so that won't cause any problems.
当然だ。
Naturally.
そこまで
Oh,
の
right.
条件
Yeah,
には
fair.
何の依存もないね。
Yeah, of course he doesn't. Yeah, I have no objections to either of those terms.
私が実行していることだ。
I'm already carrying them out.
一つ、
Third.
世話人が万一その監督責任を怠った場合、世話人の
Oh,
権利は
that's
剥奪される。
interesting. Yeah. I like that she said caretaker as opposed to head. On the off chance that the caretaker is being neglectful in his responsibilities of supervision, he should be deprived of his rights as a caretaker. Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, but that sentence, all slack disappeared from Krauss's face. Natsuki alone was still having trouble figuring out what it meant. What? Seriously? Natsuki is really clever though, come on. How? Hmm.
Oh.
And just what are these? Responsibilities of supervision that the caretaker bears.
お父さんが寿命の限りを健やかに過ごせるよう監督するということよ。
It means supervision so that father can live the rest of his life in the best possible
もっと
health.
詳細に言うわ。
I'll be more detailed than
お
that.
父さんが自然死以外の理由で死亡した場合、世話人の権利は剥奪され、当主跡継ぎの権利を失う。
In the case that father dies anything other than a natural death, the caretaker will be deprived of his rights as a caretaker, and his status and as the successor to the headship will be lost. Is Kiria basically saying by this that if Krauss actually thinks of killing his father so that he can actually receive their head a little bit earlier, then he won't have the right to become a head? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah, God, you definitely can't have that. I mean, that just would make it so that the whole point of Krauss's life is just completely rendered useless. I mean, yeah, if that happens, then it is game over for him. God. A bit of dust. Right, there we are. Somebody is a little bit pissed off. What did you say?
そんなよまいごとよくもシャーシャーと
How can you shamelessly speak such nonsense?
Yeah,
fair, yeah. Mama, the caretaker certainly has a heavy responsibility. However, people can die in many ways. Jesus. That's awful. For example, senile old people sometimes die when food gets caught in their throats. Normally, this is called death by old age in its broadest sense. Yeah, because of the fact that your body is weakened so much so that the old age that has actually weakened your body is what has caused you to die. But with your argument, that becomes a death by accident, and I bear the responsibility of supervision. Yeah, this is unjustly disadvantageous to me. I thought it's actually really quite interesting. Yeah, that does make sense. Even though the death is fully natural, it was actually done by an accident had actually happened. I mean, you could say, for example, what if somebody, even if somebody is being supervised, what if, for example, I don't know, Kinzo falls down, he just has some sort of fall that causes him to never wake up again, or, I don't know, some sort of ridiculous accident that causes him to never wake up again. Yeah, what would happen then? It wouldn't be Krauss's fault because of the fact that, well, it would be because he hasn't actually looked after him, I suppose.
そんなへりくつをつけるつもりは毛頭ないの。
Oh, I have no intention of forcing such an unfair argument on you.
私が想定しているのは、世話人がしっかり世話をして見張っていれば、未然に防げた程度のレベル。
I'm referring to the kind of thing that the caretaker could have prevented beforehand by taking good care of and keeping his eyes on father.
食事を口に運ぶところまでは世話人の仕事でしょうけれど、飲み込むことに関してはさすがに責任外。
Yeah, that is understandable. It may be the caretaker's job to carry food to father's mouth, but whether he swallows it or not is completely outside the caretaker's responsibility.
クラウス兄さんのケースでは、私は全く問題にしないわ。
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I would have absolutely no problems with the example you raised, Krauss-Nissan. I know, yeah. Apart from murder, obviously. So what kind of case are you referring to that might cause the caretaker to be blamed for making a blunder? Fair. So the caretaker obviously assists somebody in their life, but whether they use that assistance well is outside of their responsibility, and obviously what they do with that assistance. That is interesting. For example, if he disappeared. But what if you can't actually prove that Krauss has done it? I love how entertained he sounds. But this is way, it's so much more of a better mindset to be really entertained in a time of potential, you know, stress that could actually be something that may, I don't know, have some sort of impact on you, than obviously feeling as if, you know, you're really, really stressed and you can't do anything and say anything in response. It seems to run out. Father is in firm control of himself. Oh shit, fair, yeah. Yeah, but dementia might begin to set in. Oh yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, he might wander around when you aren't looking and get into some kind of accident. Oh God, that would be a nightmare, or he might get lost in the forest and go missing. Yeah, I see that because of the fact that the caretaker wasn't 24/7 watching Kinzo. And I do find it really quite interesting because of the fact that Krauss doesn't watch over Kinzo whatsoever. He kind of like abandons his duty entirely. Yeah, because of that, somebody is a little bit screwed. He would be screwed if Kinzo had suddenly disappeared for some odd reason. Obviously, when Kinzo's murder had actually happened in, for example, Chapter 3, I don't think Krauss was there to look after him.
Oh
God, it's just an example, Natsuhi. Father's mind is perfectly healthy. God, it's always absurd just how offended she gets. But this really, really shows the severe amount, you know, she actually cares for Kinzo for. What? You're serious? One day suddenly I saw Father go into the forest. That's absurd. What? I chased after him, but I couldn't find him. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, so this is just an example. Yeah, I called the police and searched, but after being unable to find him after 7 whole years, I had him declared legally dead. Oh, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, understandable, yeah. Yeah. So you don't know his whereabouts because of the fact that you haven't actually looked after him, so as a result you can't fake the position of his death. Yeah. My point is that we won't accept you if you use a story like that to treat him as dead. Yeah, I see that. Because of the fact that if the father has actually gone into the forest, it should have been Krauss's responsibility, and he should have stopped him. I mean, obviously this sounds really quite sensible when talking about it in theory, but in actuality, look at how stubborn and, you know, brutal of a man Kinzo is. He is very, very hard to follow. Oh, that's actually really quite interesting that he's totally blanked out. Yeah, good one. Yeah, to confirm that no funny business is happening. When Father passes away, an autopsy will certainly be carried out. Yeah. And we will confirm that he died of old age in the most general meaning, within the bounds of common sense. Yeah, that is interesting. The death of any other cause will be held as the caretaker's responsibility. So technically, every single death that has actually happened in Umineko, the stories we've actually read, and obviously the arcs, Krauss's responsibility, I suppose. See?
今日までクラウス兄さんがご苦労なされてきたことの範囲内。
These are all things you have toiled away all this time, Krauss. These aren't strange conditions or anything of the sort, right?
バカにしています。屈辱的です。
Oh my god, I just love that, nothing gets past Natsuhi. You're mocking us disgracefully so.
主人がこのような恥ずかしめを受けるようなルールを強要されなければならないのか。理解に苦しみます。
Jesus. I find it hard to imagine why my husband must be coerced into a rule that disgraces him in this way. No, but it's perfectly rational. And the only thing that will disgrace him is if he has acted incompetently and hasn't actually been able to look after Kinzo. I mean, the only thing that might be really bad is he may have all the intentions of looking after Kinzo and the world, but if there is some sort of mistake, then, he could potentially be screwed. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I've been suspecting it since last year. No, everyone here probably suspects it as well. Evanes-san and Hideyoshi-san. Yeah, if this isn't the case, she's kind of just putting words into their mouth, but okay. Rosa-san and Rudolph-san too. Everyone was, everyone has suspected it the whole time, but it was so frightening to imagine that nobody had actually said it. Let's see, so this is what you're trying to say. That's absurd. That is absolutely absurd. No, but I do find it really quite interesting what Kirie is actually doing because of the fact that, if father is actually dead or not, they need to check the validity of this statement. And I do see that does actually make a lot of sense. It would, as to why Krauss hasn't actually let them... Oh, no more music. Oh, that's interesting. Battler. Ooh. Oh my god, is it going to be Battler and Beatrice or Battler and Angie or something? I hope we see more scenes with Battler and Angie. That's going to be really quite interesting just to see how their bond actually develops. That is, if it develops, and obviously what they do to and with each other. Which logic battles they solve. I would assume in a logic battle that Angie could potentially be Battler's, I don't know, partner, but at the same time, it is ambiguous as to whether Angie is the ally, because obviously they have conflicting objectives. Like, Angie wants to understand witches, wants to find the truth, but she knows how to deny them, but that's not her main goal. So she's not always the best person for Battler. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that's one of the theories I thought of the key, or thought of as a key to solve the last mystery in the previous game. Oh, damn! I'm surprised. You mean the very last bit? The mystery of who killed Dr. Nanjo? Oh my god, yeah, definitely, yeah, the witch definitely said a lot in red. She mentioned the names of all 18 people and announced whether they were alive or dead. And then she claimed that there were no humans besides them. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Seriously? But with this theory, I can weave my way through that gap. I see. So this is one of the answers that doesn't cause those two to contradict. Makes sense. But the only thing I don't really get about this, Kinsor and Krauss are already dead. So if Kinsor was actually hiding Krauss's body, firstly it was said in red that Krauss and Kinsor had actually died. I don't really understand this much. It just doesn't really make sense in my head. See what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. I don't disagree. You catch on pretty quick. It's not that I don't have to explain. God, no time for pleasantries. Fucking hell. No 19th person exists on this island. Yeah, that is interesting. Easily, yeah. And yet this trick lets us mix in an unknown new character. In other words, the names of all 18 people don't necessarily correspond to the 18 people that are on the island. Oh, that's interesting. That's it. The wish mentioned the names of 18 people one after another and announced whether they were alive or dead. Yeah. And on top of that, she announced that there were no humans other than the 18. There was a single illusion in that, seriously? It wasn't guaranteed that the 18th names of people equals the 18 people on the island. Fair enough, actually. Yeah, I see that. When she named off all 18 people and announced who was alive and who was dead, she hid the name of Culprit X and instead mixed in somebody who wasn't on this island. By doing that, even though the culprit was on the island, she was able to leave him out of the list of living or dead people. That is interesting. The person who was mixed in wasn't actually on the island, so he didn't count towards the total number of people on the island. Oh, that does make sense actually, yeah, but this, even though the culprit counted towards the total of the 18 people on the island, it was possible for his name not to be listed. Yeah, the two statements in red are completely independent, so this theory creates no contradictions. I'm just trying to understand this. So the culprit I don't really understand. How does the So there were 18 people that have actually been on the island, and there is a culprit who hasn't been on the island. And then his name can somehow be still mixed in within the people who have still been in the island because of the fact that he was on the island for a temporary period of time. Is that it? I don't know. I don't really get this. Yeah, but I just don't really understand who has actually been hidden in, but yeah. So you hide the culprit's name and mix in somebody who wasn't on the island instead, so that the attention off the culprit can actually be diverted. Yeah, that does make sense, actually. Yeah. Yeah. So the Cobra could have potentially done all of the killings, and then after that, you know, there would be... And obviously, it does actually kind of... Wait, no. It doesn't fully make sense because of the fact that even though the culprit that has been questioned... Wait, no. Let me just think about this. No, wait. My theory may be wrong. No. Never mind. But, yeah... Yeah, that is interesting. So it was possible for the name not to be listed because it was mixed in within the list of names, and then Cobra X was totally left out. It counted towards the total of 18 people on the island, but he wasn't on the island. I'm so confused.
その犯人の名をごまかすために使う人物名にはいくつかの条件があるわ。
Oh, that is interesting. It could potentially... No, but the only thing is that could potentially... Because of the fact that it was said in red, that would have to mean that the Cobra has the exact same name as somebody else, I would have thought. No, but at the same time, if that logic applies, then why has FR used, for example, Kanon and Shannon? That's how she referred... Sorry, FR Beatrice. That's how she referred to Kanon and Shannon having died in red. So, link names can be permitted, I would assume. If somebody's name was used to hide the existence of the culprit, that name must satisfy several conditions.
在当していないにもかかわらず、私たちが在当していると信じている人物。
First of all, even though this person isn't on the island, they've got to be someone we think is on the island. Yeah, so that they add to the 18. Yeah, that does make more sense. So they think the person's on the island, and in reality they actually aren't. Because of the fact that they think they're on the island, it adds to the total of the
そうで
18.
なくては騙せない。
Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to trick us. Yeah. The only person I can actually think of is Kumasawa. Now, I do find it really quite interesting now that we think about the fact that Warugiriya is evil. I really don't understand what's actually happened with... Oh my god, there could be a really, really big theory coming up. So, Kumasawa, when she actually disappeared, you know, she was somehow found... Oh, that is really interesting. So, Kumasawa was found in the mansion. She was found in the parlour room like all the other servants were in the 6 murder chain. That was the Kumasawa who had actually died. What had actually happened with the Kumasawa that was caught by Eva Beatrice and was obviously going... No, and the 7 States of Purgatory as well, who was going to be killed. She disappeared, and then the person who had been reawakened was Warugiriya. So, the theory could potentially be that the Kumasawa that disappeared is actually different to the Kumasawa that was killed. Because it doesn't make sense how Kumasawa has disappeared and then, you know, Warugiriya has spawned in replacement, but then Kumasawa, instead of having been saved, is completely dead. And that would satisfy this theory because of the fact that if Kumasawa was actually... If she was alive, if somebody was pretending to use her name and her identity, but the only thing is that would add to the witch theory, because how could that be possible with human hands?
そして、その人物は死んでいることが好ましい。
Yeah, fair, and especially if this person happens to be
なぜな
dead.
ら、死ほど完璧なアリバイは存在しない。
Yeah, no alibi is more perfect than
あ
death.
の時点での謎は、18人全員が犯行不能であることに立脚しているのだから。
Yeah. After all, at that point, the mystery was based on the fact that crime was impossible for all 18 people.
そんなところ？
Is it something like that?
ああ、そうさ。
Yeah, that's it.
そしてその人物が
And that person was...
まさに
Oh,
じいさま。
grandfather. That's really interesting that Battler says that. Burn the corpse, make it completely unrecognizable, and then you could potentially still be committing the murders. But at the same time, what I said about Kumasawa, I do think that's a little bit odd. Because it would make sense if Warugiriya was a good character, but she kind of, like, isn't. So, yeah, it is odd. It is really odd.
今キリエさんが言わんとしていることはただ一つ。
Right, let me try to link this. So, because of the fact that people think grandfather is dead, he is still on the island and he is objectively dead. If the culprit then killed... Wait, no. The culprit... Wait, no, I'm so confused. The culprit would have to be in the 18 who were actually on the island. Well, no, there's only one thing Kiria-san couldn't be able to say.
部屋に閉じこもってて誰にも会わないと言っていることになっているが、
We thought grandfather was locked up in a study, saying that he didn't want to meet
じい
anyone.
様はすでに死んでいて、
Yeah. But there's a possibility that he's dead already.
クラウスおじさん
Actually.
それを生きてると嘘をついてる可能性があるってことなんだ。
Yeah, and that could potentially add Krauss into the mix. And that Uncle Krauss is lying when he claims that grandfather's alive. That's right. Yeah, that is understandable, yeah. That's right, grandfather was closed up in his room the whole time and nobody saw his face. Maybe he was already dead. Yeah. And obviously Krauss would be surrounded in motive. And Uncle Krauss and the others were conspiring together, trying to trick everyone.
金蔵が死ねば遺産分配が発生する。
Yeah, definitely. If Kinzo dies, the distribution of the inheritance
しか
occurs.
し金蔵が死ななければ、
Yeah, however, if Kinzo doesn't die, no.
金蔵が死んでもそれを
If he dies,
告知しなければ遺産分配は発生しない。
Yeah, it isn't announced. The distribution of the inheritance won't take place. Right, so I just want to fully... Sorry, I'm finding this kind of hard to understand. This is really confusing for me. So, yeah, if they... Right, so what they do is they... What they could have potentially done in episode 3 is they could have made it so that the fact that Kinzo was dead was actually hidden. I don't really understand. It would make sense if they had some sort of fake corpse that could actually look like Kinzo's body, and then Kinzo could actually count to the list of people who was... Wait, no, so Kinzo is dead, and then... No, it's just completely backward to what I would think makes sense. Yeah, but the only thing is if Krauss is actually lying when he's saying that, you know, what's his name? Blemmin. Well, if there's a possibility Uncle Krauss is lying when saying that Kinzo is dead, then he could potentially be the culprit because of the fact that, you know, he's dead and, I don't know, I'm just really confused. Yeah, understandable, yeah. In other words, Uncle Krauss could have all of Grandfather's wealth to himself. Oh, yeah, that's right, he's got more than enough motive. Agreed. Maybe a 19th person X really doesn't exist on this island, but a person X existed. It is interesting, and that person was the 18th person. Now, this really shows Battler changing, the fact that he's actually suspecting his family members. In other words, there were all originally 17 people on this island, not 18. Yeah, okay, that fully makes sense now. Yes. Yes, then an unknown person X snuck in and committed the crime. Yes. Oh, I wonder. How's that, Berto? Right, yeah, that really makes sense now. So this actually satisfies everything that has been said. So there were originally 17 people, so somebody has been... So Kinzo has objectively died, so he can actually be added to the list of people who have actually died. And then in place, so that the numbers are actually equal to beforehand, there could still be 18 people on the island because of the fact that an extra culprit would be, you know, doing whatever they're doing, conspiring, and, yeah, then what would happen is they could go off the island, but at the same time, the total of people, once Kinzo's body is discovered, won't... Well, wait. Hang on a second. I'm confused. Well, no, so once Kinzo's body is actually... So there were 18 people, and then there are 19 people, but then there are 18 people again because Kinzo's body is discovered. But, yeah, then there are 17. Once the culprit actually goes... And then that satisfies what would normally be the case. So it's 17 normally, but, you know, with the culprit and Kinzo alive, it's 19. And then it goes to 18, the culprit replaces Kinzo, and then Kinzo dies, and, the culprit flees. So the culprit isn't on the island, so the total could actually... Yeah, the total will add up. It does make sense. Yeah, so the culprit has done their killings, and then... Yeah. Yeah, that fully makes sense. I see that. Right. Okay. Angie, you are like making Battler into a model crime solver. Just pick up on his arrogance, please. Come out. Or confidence, overconfidence. Come out. I've just solved the biggest final mystery from last time. Ha 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 ha. .wav. Yeah, as Battler claimed that forcefully, the crisp sound of clapping came out of nowhere as the surroundings turned bright, becoming the usual witch's tea room. Oh, yeah. Oh, I wonder if she's just going to entirely make...
Bravo, bravo!
Oh my god! I wish I could deny that somebody as incompetent as you has finally gotten a feel for it. But somehow or another, you've managed to come up with a single one. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, that was not what I was expecting to see. Even a lump of concrete can stop thinking. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, she is brutal. Gosh, you can really tell that this just so obviously indicates that witches have such higher standards compared to normal humans. It really is insane. So you now are finally evolved into a being with intelligence. Yeah, definitely not trying to embarrass him in front of Angie. You might say you're finally taking a step forward from the crying creature you were before, just licking my shoes and grinding your teeth. God. I can't believe that stupid wordplay threw me for so many loops last time. God, my lameness even pisses me off. Alright, Berto, repeat it. Oh, this is going to be interesting, I do wonder. The only thing that could be really bad about this, if the culprit is ever Beatrice that replaces Kinzo's number, then what do you do because she's a witch? But even though she's a witch, you could assign human motives and intentions to her? I don't know. But the only thing is, how was she born? That's the question. How was she born? Alright, Berto, repeat it. If you can announce that the 18 people on the island included grandfather, just try and do it! You're confident? You don't know that? Yeah, you can't. Because he was already dead. This just sounds too good to be true. This is the end of your deception. Oh, interesting that she's not actually saying whether she's actually going to repeat it in red or not. Well, now, what have we here? Oh. Shall I slice that in two with the red truth? Yes! Oh, fuck. Fuck, that's poisonous. Yeah. So that's actually really quite interesting. It's like a preserved move. You don't do it now. You do it when the opponent is so confident in themselves so that, you know, they're proud and they're really believing in what they're saying. And then you just slander all of it. Oh my god. If I'm going to push you off a cliff already, it would be more interesting to lure you to a higher place. But god damn. Asperto sneered obnoxiously. She looked like she was searching for an expression that would tick me off even more. Now I see that. As though she was saying that the answer I reached was impossibly ridiculous. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Even though it is reasonable. Oh yeah, Gretel, Jesus Christ. Compared to me, annoyed as I was with the witch's attitude, Gretel had a blank and composed expression on her face. Almost as though she was... Oh, that is interesting. Almost as though she'd expected the witch to act that way. I see. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. Just like how Butler has learned and grown, so has the witch. What's wrong, Beato? Oh, don't act so tough. Oh, that is actually really quite interesting. Yeah, because you don't really have to trust... Oh, I really like that. Yeah, that's interesting because I really fell for that. I totally trusted for the fact that, you know, Beatrice was trying to cover up the information and making it sound obviously false, but that could be a farce in itself. Yeah, she dodged the question. Yeah, I'll ask you if you can repeat it. Answer. Yeah, good one. Stop it, Butler. Yeah, but the only thing that's really bad about this is you can't gain a definitive conclusion. You could if she said, I refuse, but she hasn't. Yeah, she won't do it until she thinks it benefits her. What? What do you mean? Yeah, definitely, yeah. You've been toyed with by this red truth in the games up until now, so the witch has used it many times. But now the situation is different. Yeah, you were trying to draw the red truth out of her, and are instead using it as your weapon. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, in this situation, there's no way the witch will keep firing off the red without reason. And yeah, that is really understandable because of the fact that beforehand, Battler just had no way to fight back against the red truth and no way to possibly, you know, rise up against Beatrice. Of course, you know, Beatrice was totally going to be able to overthrow him with the red truth. But now, obviously, Battler can use that red truth as a weapon to really benefit him. So, yeah, there's no point. Right. Gretel or whoever you are. Now I see that. Yeah, it seems your mind is quite sharp, unlike Basileus. Yeah, what a fearsome enemy I've welcomed in. Oh yeah, that is correct. Yeah, she doesn't, that's the worst thing. Yeah, when Basileus hopes I'll use the red truth, do I have any responsibility to do so? No. I love that. I didn't even have a crumb from that croissant you ate. This morning's worth of responsibility to please you. That is a quote right there. Oh my god. You bastard! Yes, yeah, that's the face. Oh my god! I find it so funny how, even though Battler does genuinely have a chance in beating Beatrice, you know, obviously if he trains more and more, and if he gets better and better, and if he meets more and more people that will help him. But yeah, still, I just find it so funny that, you know, Beatrice enjoys this so much that, you know, this is what she plays for, just because she's so sadistic that, you know, she wants to see Battler's anguished face, really. I started playing with the red truth just because I wanted to see that face. Battler, you need to look way more defeated in way more situations and fake it so that Beatrice uses the red truth more. Could that, in theory, be a weapon? I do wonder. I've no reason to play around if it won't give me a chance to see you look like that. Yeah, you just don't like losing, right?
俺の副賞要求に応えられないからって。適当なこと言ってごまかそうと。
Oh, that is fair.
そうはいかねえぞ。
I can really see what Angie said about, you know, really doubting and thinking about the validity of information for himself coming into play. You just don't like losing, right? Just saying whatever you can to trick me because you can't answer my demand won't work. Yeah. Don't be so full of yourself. God, an answer like that could be cut to pieces without any effort. But I won't go out of my way to speak in red. Oh, that is interesting. The only thing that's really, really bad, obviously the witches do make the conscious decision to speak in red, so it's going to be very, very hard to make her speak in red without Bateleur actually asking something. The only way you could actually get the red out of her is if she's in a corner and she actually needs to use the red. I won't say it because that's what you're asking me to do. Do you know why? You just said it. Yeah, you just want to push him off at the sweetest spot. Yeah, fair. Yeah, you want to push him off at the sweetest spot. The Simple-Natured Witch is saying that she won't use the red anymore because that's what you want. That is going to be so tricky. In other words, she won't go along with this game of telling her to repeat things anymore. Now I see that actually. Unlike Bateleur, everything goes quickly with this girl, with no need for explanations. I will say what I please with the red truth at the time that I desire. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah. Basically, it's the witch's right to use the red truth as she pleases. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and if anything, the fact that the human side is desiring it makes it obviously indicative of the fact that you should make your opponent as hopeless as possible. Build up their confidence and then completely shatter it. That's what you do. Yeah. But even that depends on the situation.
内容
The situation?
どういうことだ
What do you mean? The witch has no responsibility to respond when you tell her to repeat something. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, understandable, yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. So, yeah, I see what she's actually saying. So it really, really could be indicative if the witch repeats something in red, even though that red truth may actually destroy your question and your theory, it could be indicative of the fact that the theory was really close to the right lines, and it was close to what could potentially be the truth, really. Or at least an interpretation of the truth. From the point of view of denying witches. The witch has no responsibility to respond when you tell her to repeat something, but it does become a responsibility if and only if your claim can destroy the whole witch theory. Yeah, fair, yeah. After all, in this trial court, without a judge, I like that. It kind of is, though. I see that. Yeah. That which is not refuted becomes the truth.
あなたが思考停止に陥り、
Yeah, whatever can't be contradicted is made the truth. Yeah, just like how the witch theory made by the witch.
魔女の主張する魔女説を反論できなければ、
Yeah, that is
それが
interesting,
直
yeah.
ちに真実となってきたように。
It will instantly become truth if you collapse and stop thinking. Yeah, that is understandable. And obviously, if Battler doesn't stop thinking, then he can make the truth of a truth of his own, really, which can't be denied of the witch in obviously the best case scenario.
Yeah,
I do wonder. No, but at the same time, this is the bad thing. This could potentially... Firstly, why are you saying these questions in front of Beatrice? Not a very good thing to do. But secondly, like, you know, if Beatrice doesn't actually have a counter-argument for the guest, that could be indicative of the fact that she does, but, you know, she's just choosing not to say it so that these guys can be misinformed about a conclusion that they may be able to get from it. Then, since she doesn't have a counter-argument for my guest, that means it's right.
じいさまはすでに死んでいるという推理で正解だというわけか。
It's right, the culprit is the mysterious 18th person, X, and the grandfather is already dead.
少なくとも魔女が反論するまではね。
Yeah, at least until the witches argues back.
真実はより未来の新しい真実に負ける。
Yeah, fair, yeah. Truth always loses to new truths farther in the future. Yeah, fair,
厄介
yeah.
なのはその反論のタイミングすらも魔女に委ねられているという点よ。
The tricky part is that even the timing of the counter-argument is up to the witch. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, and she will probably use a counter-argument in a really, really weak time, or a time that could potentially indicate her downfall.
今のあなたの推理が正解しているのか。
In other words, maybe your reasoning right now was correct.
それとも間違っているにもかかわらず、魔女がその反論を保留
Yeah,
しているのか。
exactly, yeah. Or maybe the witch is refraining from arguing back even though you're wrong. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
.さもなくば、そもそもその推理自体が魔女説を揺るがすことにならないため、魔女が無視しているかのいずれか。
Yeah, that's fair. Or the witch may be ignoring it because it doesn't shake the basis of the witch theory in the first
現時
place.
点では判断がつかないということよ。
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But either way, we can't tell the difference at the current time.
そんなところ。
Is that more or less it?
ベルンカステル教ね。厄介な駒を送り込んでくれた
Oh,
わ
I
ね。
like that. Yeah, that definitely indicates that it is right. Damn you, Lady Berncastle, for throwing in such a troublesome
おかげで
piece.
わらわの出番がさっぱりない。
Thanks for that, I'm all losing all my lines. Oh my god, I love that. It is absolutely impossible to tell the nature of the opponent if they don't argue back. It's really, really funny because all of this stuff, it just totally contradicts what you normally would be thinking. But it is fair enough. So if somebody argues, if accuse somebody of doing something in a situation like this, them refusing to actually argue back, it could be indicative of it potentially being a weak point, or it could be wrong, but they don't want to argue back, or they just want to ignore it because it doesn't really have any relevance. But, you know, the true intention is completely impossible to actually understand.
魔女はあなたの復唱要求に対しタイミングをずらして答えることを覚えたのよ。
Yeah, the witch has learned that she can respond to your demands and to repeat phrases at a later time. Yeah, maybe you could call it even a delayed move. This is the worst thing though, because obviously you get a theory that could potentially be really quite correct, but at the same time, because of the fact that there is no confirmation, and obviously the confirmation is later, you know, the more you've built up your theory, the more you've built up, the more that can be destroyed, basically. No, she's not. She's just using her moves smartly, really. She's messing with me. Yeah, that's the worst thing, yeah. So even if I announce some mistaken reasoning, there's a possibility that Bertolt will intentionally let me flounder about without denying that guess. Yeah. And at the very end, when I propose an even more massive line of reasoning, she can cut it off at the base. Yeah, definitely, and spin everything around. Exactly, yeah. A single piece of reasoning becomes a bridge to the next piece. Yeah, fair actually, yeah. By demanding that she repeat lines, I've been able to strengthen my position and advance bit by bit. Yeah, but the only thing is, if she doesn't actually repeat her lines whatsoever, then there is no way that, you know, Battler can actually advance. And the thing that's really bad is, I'm assuming what he's going to have to do is, he's going to have to think of theories that could potentially be wrong. He doesn't have any idea as to whether they could be correct or not. And there could be some sort of red truth that is going to counteract them. But the thing is, he can't actually realise that that red truth would exist until way later on. But at the same time, if his theory does completely crumble, maybe he can use the theories that are disproven to actually aid him in making the better theory and the bigger theory. Who knows? Yeah, but since that bastard Bertolt learned this strange delay tactic. Yeah, fair, I can no longer confirm or deny my reasoning. Yeah, understandable, yeah. This is like finally finding a staff that will let me search around in the darkness, only to let me lose it right away. I see that actually, yeah, that is fair. Yeah. I'm just stuck now, right?
そんなに絶望的な顔をしちゃう。わらわのよだれが止まらなくなっちまうじゃないかい。
That music note at the end, I knew it was going to be something so stupid, but I didn't realize it was going to be that awfully sounding and cringy. Oh my god. Hey, Battler, if you make such a despairing face like that, I won't be able to stop drooling! What? Beatrice has the hots for Battler confirmed. Oh my god. From the beginning, that stuff was nothing more than something I gave to you because you were so worthless. Jesus Christ. Yeah, understandable, yeah. All this means is that you can finally challenge me without a handicap, right? Yeah. Beatrice laughing like a smoker again, I see.
でも、だからといって、復唱要求がバトラの反撃手段の一つであることに変わりはないわ。
Oh, that's interesting. But that alone doesn't change the fact that demanding that you repeat things is one of Battler's ways to fight back.
すでに言ってる通り、魔女は魔女説を打ち破る致命的なものに限り、
As I already said, as long as it's something fatal that would destroy the witch theory.
反論の義務、すなわち赤き真実を語ることが義務となる。
The witch is obligated to argue back and therefore to speak with the red truth. Yeah, true. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, if the theory, even without the red truth, could potentially have the effect of destroying the witch, and, you know, obviously Beatrice doesn't fight back with her red truth, maybe she could actually use that time she doesn't fight back to search for weaknesses that could potentially overthrow Battler's argument. I mean, Beatrice's goal is to convince Battler that the things that are really quite close to discovering the truth about the witches, you know, they're argued back and then they're completely made worthless, and obviously everything then becomes invalidated into Battler's head, even though it's really, really close. That's the goal of the red truth. This is going to be a hard as fuck game. It really, really will be. Isn't that right? That may be so.
わらわがバトラの提唱する人間によるトリックを否定できなかった場合、バトラはそれを理由にわらわを否定し、勝利を宣言することが可能となる。
If I cannot deny that the tricks are done by humans, theory Battler lays out by the time the game ends, Battler will use that as a reason to deny me, and it will be possible for him to proclaim his victory. Yeah, that is interesting.
それは人間側が提示するトリック説。すなわち復唱要求は必ずそのゲーム内、つまりエピソード内に反論されなければならないという魔女側の制約という認識でいいのかしら。
So, should we view this as a restriction on the witch's side? That the trick theory laid out by the human side, in other words, what he tells you to repeat, must be countered during the game, during the episode. Yeah, I suppose so, because if, obviously, Beatrice doesn't repeat what must be repeated, then that could potentially have the effect of, you know, Battler saying that Beatrice can't possibly deny an adequate theory, so as a result, it could be that, you know, Battler could use that to support the reason why he, you know, deserves to have a victory. Yeah, fair. That is so.
バトラの目的は、わらわがこの島で繰り広げる愉快なゲームのすべてを人間で説明し、わらわを否定してみせることだ。
Battler's goal was to show me that he can explain the entire pleasant game I have laid out on this island with humans and deny me.
それをバトラが成し遂げたなら、その時点でバトラはゲームの勝者となるであろうぞ。
If Battler succeeds in that, at that time, he will become the victor of this game.
ルール確認。
Let me confirm the rules.
ゲーム終了時とは、ゲーム内の六軒島時間で、1986年10月5日、24時00分という認識でいい？
Should we view the time the game ends as referring to, you know, midnight on October 5th, 1986, going by the time of the Rokkenjima in the game?
問題ないぞ。
I have no problems with that.
そのゲーム終了時に人間側が全ての謎について
Oh, that is interesting, yeah. Yeah, because this hasn't actually happened beforehand, because obviously the games beforehand have really just been about Beatrice tricking Battler, even though Beatrice has obviously really tried to make it so that Battler can theorize as much as possible. You know, elements of tricking have been more important, so yeah, as a result, and obviously getting Battler to surrender. Now that he hasn't surrendered, it's more about theory. Yeah, at the time the game ends, the human side must state a theory using tricks for all of the mysteries.
魔女側から反論がない場合、 人間側は
Yeah,
勝利を
fair,
宣
yeah.
言できるものとする。
And if the witch side cannot argue back, the human side can
問題ない。
proclaim its victory. Does that work?
もう少し厳密としよう。
Let us be a bit more
ゲー
specific.
ム終了時に魔女側には反論の機会が与えられるものとする。
Yeah, and then things will get tricky. When the game ends, the witch side will be given a chance to argue back. In the worst case scenario, the red truth could maybe be used at the ending of the game. And the thing is, because of the fact that it would have been the ending of the game, there would be no other time to actually save yourself. Kind of reminds me of episode 3. Yeah, I suppose you could say that, obviously you had Battler and Beatrice's side there in episode 3, but, you know, that was against Eva Beatrice, and obviously Beatrice wasn't really on Battler's side. My god, that was a total fake. Let's decide on an amount of time.
1分よ。
1 minute?
1分以内に反論が行われない場合、
Oh yeah, make the conditions brutal. That's a good move. If you cannot carry out your counter-argument within a minute, victory will be complained.
ならば同じルールをそちらにも
Wait,
課
was
さ
it
せてもらお
proclaimed?
う
Oh yeah.
ぞ。
Yeah, then let me impose the same rule on you.
ゲーム終了時に人間
Yeah,
側
yeah,
は
yeah, fair.
与えられた謎に対し1分間の反論時間が与えられる。
At the time the game ends, the human side will be granted 1 minute to counter the mysteries that has been given. The most important minute of your life,
そ
my
の時
god.
間内にたった一つであっても反論されない
Jesus,
謎が
that's so
残った
brutal.
場合、魔女側の勝利となり、そのゲームは終了する。
If even a single mystery has not been countered within that time, it becomes the witch's victory and the game is over.
兆候を理由にゲームを止められては今日をそぐのでな。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it would be such a killjoy to have the game stop for lengthy consideration, right?
くそったね。
Oh my god, yeah, 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 like what happened in episode 3. You arsehole.
俺を抜きで話が進んでやがるぜ。
Moving things along without me.
だが、話は大体分かった。
But I know more or less get what's going
俺の
on.
副賞要求は即座でなくとも必
Yeah,
ず反
definitely,
論
yeah.
されなくてはならないわけだ。
But at the same time, that's not a good thing. Even if the lines I demand that you repeat aren't counted instantly, they've got to be counted eventually.
ええ、そうよ。
Yes, that's right.
そしてそれは10月6日
Yeah.
0時01分までに必ずなされる。
And that must happen before 0001 on October 6th.
ただ、注意して。
But be careful.
魔女はあなたの副賞要求をたった一つ
Exactly,
切り捨
yeah.
てるだけでいい。
Yeah, because if there's in theory some sort of, I don't know, some sort of reasoning that has one theory that everything branches off from, if that one theory that everything branches off from is wrong, then yeah, that will invalidate every other theory. Hmm.
すべての謎を解き明かさない限り、あなたに勝利は宣言できないん
Exactly,
だ
yeah.
から。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you can't do any improvisation. Don't just think, I'm going to learn this and then I'm going to be able to entirely influence my knowledge based on this one thing. And, you know, he only has a minute to actually do it. He won't have the time whatsoever. You can't proclaim your victory unless you solve all the puzzles. Yeah. Oh. Looks like some
わ
sort
ら
of
わ
change.
が赤を使えるように。
Just as I can use the red.
バトラー、今よりそなたには青を使うことを許そう。
Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, you really know we've got far into Umineko when we learn about the blue truth. Oh my god, just as I can use the red, from now on I will allow you to use the blue battler.
そなたはわらわの魔法殺人を人間とトリックで説明する際、
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
青で宣言することができる。
When explaining my magical murders with human tricks, you may state your claims in blue. Can anybody else do this, I
わら
wonder?
わはゲーム終了までの間にそなたの青を赤にて反論する義務を持つ。
I'm responsible for countering your blue with the red by the end of the game.
青。
Blue.
つまり俺は復唱要求を青で語るということか。
So I'll talk in blue when I tell you to repeat things.
少し違うぞ。
Not quite.
復唱要求はどんな些細なことでも可能だった。
When you told me to repeat lines, you were able to do it for any trivial thing. Fair, yeah.
しかし青はもう少し厳しいぞ。
But the blue is a little more
それ
restrictive.
自体が魔女を否定しない限り成立しない。
Oh, that's interesting. Unless it by itself denies witches, it will not be valid. So, for example, you could say that, I don't know, Beatrice is a good one. Keenzel has died, and Evar Beatrice has been the one to fill in the numbers. That wouldn't potentially be a valid blue truth because of the fact that by acknowledging Evar Beatrice's existence, you are acknowledging that of a witch. That is tricky. Yeah. So it has to deny a witch for it to be valid. It's starting to get confusing, but it's more or less something like this. For example, let's take one of the riddles in the past where I asked her to repeat something. The actual number of master keys is 5. Oh, yeah. Oh my god! Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's just really quite interesting that even with something like this, to be able to not have that piece of knowledge, I mean, my god, it must be so hard. And you would have to find out for yourself. What Angie said, it's so relevant, you know, thinking for yourself. It's going to become more and more easy to fuck up if you don't do that now. The actual number of master keys is 5. That had been to confirm that there really were 5 master keys when she claimed that there were no more than 5. But since that by itself wouldn't deny witches, yeah, I can't say it in blue. Understandable, yeah. So in order to speak in blue, I need to say something like this. Yeah, the actual number of master keys was greater than 5. Yeah, fair, yeah. The culprit entered or exited the room with that extra key. Only then would the witch, who claimed that this would be a closed room, murder made with magic, be responsible for making a counter-argument. Yeah, I suppose so, because of the fact that the blue truth has actually completely denied what the witch could actually say. In other words, I can't demand that she repeat something that merely confirms the premises of my reasoning. Yeah. That would probably be a significant disadvantage for me. Yes, agreed. Crap. Oh my god, I know, yeah, it's enough to make the red Berto use to toy with me until now look extremely merciful. Yeah, it is interesting, that. Even though the blue is really quite beneficial, it is also, it's really detrimental as well, I mean. The thing that's bad about the blue is it doesn't actually give you any... It only gives theories that deny the witches. If, for example, to get background context or information that you would need in order to deny the witches, you know, you can't do it easily. No way.
Oh,
it has to deny a witch. So even if I create a theory for a particular closed room and speaking in blue... Yeah, fair. Yeah, that is tricky. If Beato denies it at the very end, I won't even have time to create my next theory. Yeah, understandable. And it's really limited because of the fact that it must deny... Witches. Yeah, true. This rule's awful. Horribly bad for me. No, you cannot! Are you going to surrender before the fight begins again? Calm down. Yeah, definitely, yeah. No one said you can only use the blue once for each mystery.
それがどういう意味かわかる？
Do you know what that means? I wonder. You can use it more than once.
いや、
No.
どういう意味だ？
What does it mean?
これまでのあなたは仮説を一つ立てては魔女の顔色を伺い、
Ah, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, in the pitiful way you've been fighting up until now, you've made a single theory, glanced at the witch's complexion.
それがダメだったらその時改めて別の仮説を立てるという。
Yeah, but the only thing is, if you, yeah, I suppose I see what Angie's saying. Go in with more theories, and then that means more possibility of, you know, Beatrice actually not being able to confidently respond to one of them, and then you pursue that theory. So in theory, you could do it like a flowchart. You could just think, if this theory is actually accepted, then which route am I going to go down? And you can properly plan which trails of reasoning you can actually use. That's what I'd do. Hmm.
それじゃあ魔女は追い詰められない。
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, you won't call her a witch like that.
じゃあ、どうやって戦うんだ？
Then how should I fight?
まさか。
You don't mean...
ええ、そうよ。
Yeah, that's right.
謎に点で挑むんじゃない。
You don't attack her riddles with a point.
面で襲いかかるのよ。
Oh, yeah, I like that. You assault them with a wall.
以前のゲームで推理の姿勢はそうあるべきだと自ら言ったわ。
You said so yourself in an earlier game. The force of your reasoning should be like that. Well, that is interesting. Assault with a wall. That's right, I said myself so earlier. Guessing and trying to expose the mystery is like trying to shoot a distant target with an arrow. Until now, I've been shooting off arrow after arrow, asking the witch if I scored a hit. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and then preparing my bow once again. I'm told I missed. There's no way I'll hit a direct true. Yeah. Bullets might be a better example than arrows. Oh yeah. If you take one shot after another at a distant target with a handgun, you probably won't hit it easily. Yeah. So how can you hit it? If a handgun doesn't work, you use a shotgun. Instead of a single bullet. Yeah, beat her down with shot, comprised of countless projectiles at one. Yeah, this actually really works as an analogy. Shot scatters, so it impacts a wide area. Yeah, fair. That makes it optimal for shooting small, fast targets like birds. Jesus. That's quite sad. And obviously, pray that you don't get in prison. Yeah, that's probably a good thing to think about as well. That's right. There's no rule that says I have to guess like a pistol shooting one shot off at a time. Making a single theory and just hoping that it hits is no better than stopping your own thinking. Yeah, that's understandable, because obviously what if that single theory is invalid? Yeah. Blast away with a massive number of bullets, of guesses, and make them impact like a wall, so that only one of them hitting the target is enough. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I see that actually. So if you have, let's say you do 9 guesses, you know, the target is only going to be hit by one of those bullets. Or it could be likely that multiple of those bullets are actually going to be hit by the target.
Oh.
Blue, huh?
なるほどな。
I get it.
お前の赤き真実が切れ味鋭い日本刀みたいなもんだとしたら。
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
俺の青はどうやら散弾銃。
If your red truth is a razor-sharp katana, then it looks like my blue truth is a shotgun.
いや。魔力で魔女を蜂の巣にする機関銃だぜ。
Well, that is after... That just sounds like episode 8 material, not like episode 4 material, I can't lie. But at the same time, I get what he's saying though, like, I don't think he's going to be able to do it yet, but at the same time, if he works really, really hard, I'm sure he can have a shot. Oh my god, I didn't intend for that to be a really, really awful pun, but it kind of is. A shot. We're talking about shotguns here. That's so funny. Yeah, I see. So it's an awkward gun that fires many shots. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Oh my god, she doesn't actually know what a machine gun is. That sort of crude analogy is just like, I see that. The climax of a detective novel is always the same. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. The famous detective gathers all the suspects at one and displays a single trail of logic that works splendidly. Jesus Christ. Almost like William Tell, spectacularly shooting through an apple with a single arrow. God. That's why I mistakenly took that to be a virtue. It probably would be splendid if I could shoot through the truth with a single guess. Yeah, but the only thing is you are going to have to do multiple, and I do. Oh fuck. Didn't mean to do that. What the genuine fuck? Right, sorry about that. I've got to, like, turn my music up a lot. Oh god, not so much that it damages my ears. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's bad. I'm just gonna have to bear it for a while. I've got to talk, drown out the noise. Right, That's actually really quite interesting, though. Shooting through an apple with a single arrow. And it's just really quite interesting that, obviously, with, I suppose with detective novels, they have had so much time to actually formulate the truth that they are willing, they can, well, wait, no, this is interesting. The chances of actually having a correct theory are so small, yet because of the fact that they've taken so much time to actually formulate their guesses that they're based on their reasoning. There's no red truth to actually assist them, and yet they've actually done it, so I suppose with that same logic, Battle can do it as well, I don't know. Yeah. Look at Real Wars. Do they really have everyone pull long guns out of the trench, aim really well, and take shots at each other one at a time? No way! No! They don't, right? They fire rapidly. They fire all over the place. They pin down the enemy with a barrage. Yeah, clown piece. Yeah, definitely, yeah, because obviously they give as many chances as possible for the enemy to actually be killed. Reasoning is the same way. Because of that weird virtue, I've been stuck thinking it's better to take one line of reasoning at a time. No, but I see what Battle is saying. You take multiple lines of reasoning and then you actually conclude, and you conclude which one is the best one from the one line of reasoning that actually hits Beatrice well. Oh, I love this analogy. It's actually really good. We humans can fire off countless guesses and possibilities. The bullet is the power of imagination. Yeah. Suspension of thought is a clogged barrel. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, fair. The pathetic way I've been reasoning up until now is like a pea shooter. I've been so lame, wiggly firing off shots, getting them denied in yeah, definitely, yeah. And then taking the next bullet and reloading. Yeah, but the only thing is he needs to fire multiple at once. My blue truth, which claims that humans and tricks are what's real, will overpower its target, the illusion told by the witch, with its firepower and the force of what I can imagine. This is my Ushidomiya Batara's fighting style. Even though he's never actually tried fighting with it. But no, he's hopeful. We've not got to discourage him. Yeah, that is interesting, yeah, thanks to you, I figured out my true fighting style. Thanks, quote-unquote, Gretel. Oh my god, I wonder when Angie's actually going to tell him, because, let's be honest, she's got to tell him sooner than later. Thanks, Gretel. You're welcome. Makes me think of how pathetic I was before. He wasn't pathetic, he was just naive, and he's just getting more and more. Because even though, obviously, beforehand he was really quite hopeless, he was new, and he also was trying his hardest still. But there's only somebody who was new, who is trying their hardest can do. He's been put in the deep end straight away. I don't think he should be this brutal about himself in the past. Yeah, it's like Bertolt said. Yeah, I've had a handicap up until now. I'll acknowledge that. Yeah, new rule understood. Yeah, I have my own way of fighting. I'll show you it. Oh, is he actually going to do a blue truth now? Yeah, God, that's going to be really, really good for powering through the games. That willpower is good. I like it. Then try using it right away with this blue truth of yours. Yeah, I'll use it. With this blue truth, I'll break apart your witch theory, which states that only a witch culprit was possible because everyone had alibis. This is my truth. Ushidomiya Kinzo is already dead. Yeah. Therefore, the true number of people on the island is 17. By adding an unknown person X to that, it becomes 18 people. Yeah. By supposing that this person X exists, the crimes will be possible if even all 17 people had alibis. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Ooh! What? Hang on a second, what? Oh, that could potentially be indicative of something really, really good. The fact that there was a smashing sound effect. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This will really, really help Battler and Angie actually figure out what's happened, if you ask me. What actually happens here, and whether Krauss is willing to let them go or not. And yeah, the only problem is that really was problematic in obviously episode 3. It may be different in episode 4, but obviously it happened in episode 3. Yeah, Kinzo was there. We already know, as the readers, that Battler's theory is going to be entirely invalidated, which is really, really bad. This shows the danger of Beatrice not actually using the red truth, because of the fact that Battler can make something that is totally, you know, complete nonsense, and he can just make it seem so realistic in his head, and then Beatrice can just deny it at the last moment. In short, if you keep preventing us from meeting with Father, we will have to accept the following theory. Yeah. Simply put, Father is already dead. Yeah. But you're hiding that because you don't want the inheritors to be disturbed. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't. Could you imagine if Ginzo's actually dead? That's not going to look very good on him. Yep, of course Natsuhi's gonna come in, make the situation 10 times more hostile. That is correct. This is worse than ridiculous. What the fuck? Hi, Moth? What the fuck are you doing in my room? Yeah, understandable. I mean, even though Natsuhi is obviously really, really exaggerating, and she is quite literally sweating, I don't blame her. I mean, a pride-orientated person has just had their husband accused of murder. I mean, yeah.
It
would even be possible for us to check by force whether he's alive or dead, with the police there to witness it. Isn't that right, Evanes-san? I love how taken aback she was. She's probably just taken aback with the fact that, you know, she could potentially get the headship. And her obvious, really, really desirable thoughts. That's alright, Nisan. There are all sorts of ways we could set you up. Oh yeah. Yeah, and why wouldn't he actually be able to hold the meeting? That is the question that would give rise to his suspicion. We could easily arrange for a situation where you'd have to hold a meeting with Father under the supervision of a third party. Still. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that would bring a lot of shame to the Ushinomiya family. That's why I'm making this proposal. Oh yeah, I suppose so. Here we have the responsibilities and the duties of the caretaker. Yeah, and a penalty in the worst case scenario. Yeah, interesting. If you consent to those terms, we'll be able to refrain from doing something like dragging Father outside. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, and will he actually be able to accept that? What could that be indicative of if he doesn't? I wonder, I hope he doesn't accept it, because then, you know, Battler will actually be able to get some more meat for his theory. Hold up a sec. Right, I really think Krauss would just consent already.
ああ、そうだぜ、兄貴。
Yeah, that's right, Aniki.
さっき言ったじゃねえか。
Didn't you just say it
兄
yourself?
貴は世話人として当然の義務を
Yeah,
果たして
definitely. Yeah, so why would he not contradict what he's actually said he's doing? Yeah, nice one. You're carrying out your natural duties as dad's caretaker.
綺麗の条件は大したことじゃねえはずだぜ。
Yeah, no, I know. Totally cornered him. Kiria's condition shouldn't be anything to worry about,
な
right?
ぜ過剰反応する？
Yeah, why this overreaction? Fair enough.
親父が自然死以外の理由で死んだ場合、次期当主から引きずり下ろされる。
Yeah.
そんなにも気になるのかよ。
Are you really that worried about having the position of a successor dragged out from under you if dad dies something other than a natural death?
それとも何？
Or else what?
お父様が自然死以外の理由で亡くなるような心当たりでもあるのかしら？
Yeah, good question. Do you have some reason to think father might die something other than a natural death?
そんな心当たりなどあるわけもない。
Yeah, how could I?
なるほど。
Yeah.
私にも親父殿の気持ちが分かってきたよ。
Yeah, I see. Now I too understand how father
死
feels.
に方一つ自由にさせてもらえないとは、実に気の毒な晩年だよ。
Yeah, that is interesting. How pitiful his later years must have been for him, unable even to die as he pleases.
ええ、本当に気の毒な晩年ね。
Yes, his later years truly have been
そ
pitiful.
の晩年が実はもう過去のことじゃないのかと私たちは疑っているの。
And the thought that these later years are already something of the past is exactly what we're suspecting.
この疑惑は私たちをお父様に面会させてもらえるだけであっさりと解けるわ。
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can completely clear the suspicion away by letting us meet your father. These people are so good at arguing and obviously bribing people. I mean, this is just basically giving Krauss the situation so that, if he doesn't let these people meet father, then obviously he's going to be in a lot of trouble because he may be suspected for, really quite horrible acts, and that could obviously have a really bad effect on his inheritance and obviously his entire reputation. And his career. He could lose his career, in theory.
「ここまで私たちに侮辱されても、それでも面会は許されないんですか？クラウス
Yeah, I know, yeah. So even after being humiliated by us this much, you still won't allow us to meet with him, Krauss-san. Nissan.
お父様は多分すでに亡くなっているわ。
Devil's proof. Father is probably already
お
dead.
そらく遺体は極秘のうちにどこかに処分したでしょう。
The corpse may have been disposed of in absolute
そ
secrecy.
してお父様の代理ということで財産を独占した後、
And after taking all of the wealth for yourself as father's
失
agent,
踪したことにして
Devil's
7
proof.
年かけてお父様を死体なき死者にする。
Truth of the future more important than truth of the past as well. You would make it seem that he disappeared until 7 years pass. Yeah, making father a corpseless member of the deceased. Yeah. Hmm.
ごめんなさいね。気を悪くしないで。
Oh, I think it's a little bit hard for that not to be the case. I'm sorry, but please don't take it badly, okay?
これはあくまでも私の推理ごっこだから。
Oh, everyone else will. I mean, even if Kirie is just playing detective, anybody else will take it badly because obviously, it could be something that may give them a chance to have the inheritance. I'm just playing detective here.
極まりない。
How rude can one be? Oh my god!
あなたにこの屋敷にとどまる資格はありません。
God damn, you have no right to stay in this mansion.
即刻退場なさい。
Fucking hell, leave immediately.
二度と当家の敷居をまたぐことを許しません。
Jesus, I won't permit you to cross the threshold of this house again. Wow.
去年通用した手が今年もまた通用すると思ったのが運の尽きね。
God damn, that's actually really quite surprising to me. So, last year, no matter what happens last year, Kiria has obviously tried to do something that, you know, has really, really sparked controversy, as seen in Natsuhi's, you know, insistence that she leaves. That's hilarious. It worked last year, but you've used up your luck if you thought it would work this year too.
お
Yeah,
父
fair.
様はご機嫌斜めだから面会できない？
Father is in a bad mood, so he can't meet with
去
us.
年の時点で十分不審だったのに今年もだなんて。
No, but the only thing is, this is the worst thing. It's actually true. It's perfectly reasonable for this suspicion to be had, but at the same time, all of this is true.
お父様の代理を語り財産を乗っ取るならもっとスピーディーにやって。
Yeah, understandable actually, yeah. If you really wanted to fake being father's agent and grab up all of his assets, you should have done it a little more
今日
speedily.
の親族会議を待たずに失踪させるべきだったわね。
Yeah, making him disappear without waiting for today's family
さ
conference.
すがに甘いわよクラウスお兄様。
Oh, you are! Natsuhi, oh my god, Natsuhi is a bomb that is going to explode right now.
君が何のことを言っているのか私にはさ
I have no idea what you are.
でも
God. However,
お父様がご機嫌斜めなのは事実で
if it's the fact that father's in a bar, yeah, why can't
ク
we
ラウス
confirm
兄
it?
さんが世話人としての責務として私たちの面会を
Yeah,
拒ん
yeah,
でいるの
exactly.
だとしたらそれはとても立
Exactly, though.
派なことよね。
This is the funny thing. In a situation where somebody could potentially have some sort of really severe truth, or maybe a more innocent one, the more severe truth is always looked upon firstly. The innocent truth here is just totally ignored. God, she really is sly. I can see why her and Kasumi are related. Obviously, she uses.
なら私の出した条件を飲んでくれればこの場は収まるわ。
In that case, if you just accept our conditions, everything will be settled here and now. Yeah.
何しろお父様のことをこんなにも大切にするクラウス兄さんですも
Oh,
の。
he really is getting into a corner here. After all, you care so greatly for father, Krauss
お
Nissan.
父様に検視されて困るような死に方があるわけが
Yeah,
ない。
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't disagree with this. Even though this is obviously just saying, this is what you will do. As in... as an indication of the fact that this is anything but what Krauss is doing. There's no way father will die in a manner that leads to trouble during the autopsy. Well, you're gonna be... like, literally wait until midnight. You're probably all gonna be dead anyway.
いずれにせよお父様は病院
Yeah,
嫌い
yeah,
なんだから
definitely, yeah.
書斎で亡くなるでしょうね。
After all, father hates hospitals, so he will pass away in his study,
い
right?
ずれにせよ必ず検視は行
Yeah,
われる
yeah,
わ。
definitely, yeah. An autopsy will certainly be carried out, no matter what happens.
検視を逃れて殺すには失踪しかな
True,
い。
yeah. The only way to kill him without an autopsy would be for him to disappear.
キリエさん
I know!
それくらいにしてくださらないかしら。
And I mean, for somebody like ever to be saying something like this, I mean, it really does show that Kirie is never disappearing. I've never seen this side of Kirie before. I really always thought that she was a respectful person who was really mindful of other people's views, but she really is just as bad as the rest of them, to be honest. But the only thing is, she's even worse because obviously she is a great convincer. I won't say manipulator, I'll say convincer. She wins arguments. Fucking hell. She really does. Eva rebuked Kiria in a sickeningly kind voice. I like that, yeah. Considering the situation, that was impossible. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Which is why it was sickening. Yeah, that's fair. I suppose it's sickening because of the fact that Kiria has gone to such a bad point that even Eva is, in a kind voice. I'm sure Nissan has his own difficulties to worry about as well as his pride. True, Nissan might consider that one of his natural duties. But if you force him to put it on paper and assign penalties, I could hardly blame him for getting upset. Don't you agree, Rosa? Oh god, this is probably just Eva looking at Rosa saying, agree with me or you are fucking toast. Yeah. It's just probably, I'd assume that in this conference, Eva is just looking at Rosa saying, with a look that says, agree with me and you will be fine. Yep, she has to agree no matter what. She has to agree with the stock answer. And you know what Krauss is probably going to do? He's probably going to pick on Rosa, let's be honest here. So he could get upset because if you have to put his commitments and, his difficulties on paper, then that means he fully has to follow them and he will get in trouble. Yes, that's right. God, they are all ganging up on Krauss. I mean, obviously, it's bad when people not even in the Ushinomiya family are completely destroying him. Yeah, by the way, I find it really quite funny that Natsuhi's threats are so empty. Like, she is, even though she's literally asking Kiria to leave, she's just totally forgetting about it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she might have made light of Krauss Nissan's pride as the eldest son a little too much. I feel bad for him if we were to force him to sign a statement regarding the duties of a caretaker as Kiria-san has laid them out. Yeah, and it is interesting. They're basically just subtly saying they feel bad for him because of the fact that it wouldn't actually be possible for it to happen. Because of the fact that he hasn't been following his duties as a quote-unquote caretaker. If their argument was correct. But I find it, the funniest thing I find, Krauss does kind of remind me of Beatrice, just totally delaying the red truth until the end. But in this case, Krauss is actually delaying the truth of the fact that he is adequately looking after Kinzo. I was about to say Kirie, even though I said Ki, which obviously is what both names begin with. Oh, yep. Last person to gang up on Krauss. You're doing a good job, Aniki. God, you should never get these people against you. Fucking hell. You're doing a good job, Aniki. Taking that into account, we might consider avoiding it all. We might consider avoiding all that about signing strange papers and worst case penalties. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I love how evilly he said that. God, shit is really hitting the fan if even somebody as composed and, as good and as trained in arguments as Krauss is getting, mad. But the thing is, they are really poisonous. I don't disagree. I can see Krauss's viewpoint. I mean, this must be hell. He is in genuine hell. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Not just Eva, but Rudolph and Rosa as well, with unnerving smiles on their faces as though they planned this beforehand. Yeah, began closing in on Krauss. And I do find it really quite interesting that obviously there are all of the difficulties regarding the headship and obviously the inheritance, but I just find it horrible to think that, the inheritance turns these people into monsters and they just completely disregard the fact that, these are actual siblings and they... I mean, to be fair, they didn't get on the best beforehand, but if it wasn't for the inheritance, these people would actually be able to live, you know, they'd be able to have fun at the family conferences. They'd actually be able to talk to each other. They'd be able to talk about normal things like what have they been doing? What have their work choices, their lives at the moment, their kids, stuff like that. You know, normal adult talk as opposed to, you know, the shit they're talking about here. It's horrible how it's the only thing that's being talked about as well. Just accusations, arguments, theories, things to disprove, stuff like that. Really, it's horrible. They now understood perfectly how Kiria had cornered Krauss. Yeah, definitely, yeah, and exactly where she was prepared to compromise. Yeah.
世話人の責務についての覚書。
Oh, we were talking about a signed statement regarding the responsibilities of the caretaker.
これにサインすることなく、私たちがお父様への面会を生涯求めないことにもできるわ。
But even without signing such a thing, you can make it so that we'll never demand a meeting with father again. Yeah, by letting them actually see
覚書など
father.
なくても、クラウス兄さんが世話人にふさわしいという保証をしてくれれば。
If you can prove your fitness as father's caretaker with a form of guarantee other than a signed statement, that's it.
私にその保証金を支払えというのかね。
Are you telling me to pay security money?
これはおかしい。
Hilarious. You don't even know the answer to the question yet.
エヴァさん、ルドルフさん、
What?
そしてローザさんの3人に1人30億円ずつ。
Jesus fucking Christ. The security money will be paid to Eva-san, Rudolph-san, and Rosa-san. 3 billion yen each!
手付金として
You are
その1割の
ridiculous.
3億円ずつを今年度中に振り込んでもらうわ。
As a deposit, you will transfer 10% of that, 300 million yen, before the year is out.
90億だと。
I know, 9 billion!
そんな金はない。
Yeah, even Krauss to say something like that, that is impressive. Wait, how much is 9 billion yen in 1986? So, in the present day, it's 4.947 million quid. I'll see if I can find some sort of website that shows. Oh wait, 1986. Have we got any exchange rates? Oh, brilliant! I think I've actually found a site. Is this 1986? I think it might be. I don't know, it's kind of ambiguous. Yeah, I don't think this is accurate. Yeah, there's not really much point. But basically, it's around it's probably around 4.25 to 4.5 billion quid. Billion? Sorry, million. Oh my god, not billion. Yeah, 4.25 to 4.5 million quid, I'd assume. Yeah, I don't have that kind of money. Yeah, I wonder how they're going to
お父様
counteract
がお
that.
亡くなりになった後なら捻出できるはずよ。
Oh, you are poisonous! After father passes away, you should be able to work
私
it
た
out.
ちもその程度には下調べは済んでる。
we've managed to investigate at least that far.
手付金の9億円だってクラウスさんの財産状況ならなんとかなるはず。
Interesting. Yeah, you should be able to handle the deposit of 900 million yen in your current financial situation.
So それこそお父様に借りることだって。
Oh, they've discovered that, and it should even be possible for you to borrow it from father. This is really, really bad because they've actually been starting the argument with the assumption that he has not been following his duties as a caretaker, and it should even be possible for you to borrow it from father, right?
白々しい演技は不要よ。
There's no need for obvious charades anymore.
不愉快だ。
Oh, unpleasant.
実に不愉快な話だ。
That's Natsuhi's line.
全くです。
Here it is at
お
that.
父様の遺産の話だけでも十分不敬だというのに。
Oh my god, I know. I find it really quite funny that they are just totally disrespecting the people who are literally heads of this house. Even just the discussion of father's inheritance was far too disrespectful.
お父様はもう死んでいる。
Father is already dead.
主人がそれを隠していて財産を独占している。
My husband is hiding that and keeping all the money for himself.
もううんざりです。
I've had enough of this.
あなたたち全員にもはや後ろ宮を名乗る資格などありません。
God. Yeah, that is interesting. None of you are qualified to bear the name Ushidomi any
落
longer.
ち着いてや、夏井さん。
Calm down, Natsuki-san. You know, for a businessman, I'm really surprised that Hideyoshi hasn't actually gone in on this discussion. He can probably just sense the hideousness of it, to be honest.
みんなももう話はこれまでや。
Yeah, we've said all we need to.
どうや。この場の話は一旦ここまでにする
Yeah,
か。
it's just gonna get worse and worse if they don't. Why don't we
規
leave
模
it
が
at
で
that
か
for
い
now?
上に唐突な話や。
I know, seriously, yeah, 9 billion yen. I mean, that is a lot of money. Yeah, and it's just really quite interesting that, you know, these people firstly are suspecting... So these people are suspecting that Krauss is hiding Kinzo's body because of the fact that he's not actually letting them visit him and hasn't been doing it for the last year either. And then there's the whole caretaker-related things that he should actually have as a duty of the family. And obviously, if he can't follow the caretaker, he doesn't get his head. Don't take it out of context. Like I sadly did. But yeah, he doesn't get head. Oh, God. Oh. He doesn't get his position. No. He doesn't get his position of head. Ship. I've said something that can't get taken out of context. Let's fucking go. Right, anyway. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so he doesn't get his position of headship. Look at that. He doesn't get his position of headship, and then, as a result of that, yeah. They get all the inheritance, and Eva would obviously inherit all of it because of her being the closest in line after Krauss, and then also you have the security money stuff, which is... Well, it's just to basically stop any further legal procedures and them furtherly investigating and furtherly pursuing in the takedown of Krauss, really. Oh yeah. Hideyoshi is the only reasonable person, I swear. Who might even be, well, moral person. They're all reasonable. Yeah, that might be a good idea. But to be fair, this is not what any of the siblings want, apart from Krauss, obviously, because of the fact that they are totally, you know, they're winning. They want this victory feeling to last for longer. Why don't we take a break for a while and cool our heads? Agreed. Same for Natsuhi. They need some time to talk together. Krasny-san probably needs a little time himself. Right, Krasny-san? Time? Yeah, don't admit defeat. I like that. And why would I need something like that? Don't worry. Yeah, that's understandable. We aren't thinking of anything shady. Yeah. To be fair, Hideyoshi he's in on it as well. That's kind of sad. he's contributing to, obviously, the increase of the amount of people that are, you know, talking about father and obviously seeing father. He's not really being on an oppressive level, he's just stating the obvious, really, which will obviously increase. It will make Krauss never able to forget about, you know, their desire to see the father, so that they can discuss about inheritance.
So それにクラウスさんが売り言葉に買い言葉で頭に血が上ってしまったのも
My God.
よーわかった。
And Krauss Nissan, I know really well how you're dying to get back at us for the things we've... God damn, I'm actually quite surprised that he'd say that, he'd admit that. He obviously thinks that.
クラウス兄さんかって本当そこまで言うんなら合わせてやってもいいと思っとるんや。
Yeah, because this is the worst thing. After everything has happened, you know, if father actually meets with them, then everything is fixed. But the only thing is, to be honest, I really don't get why Krauss is actually refusing this so much, because, you know, Kinzo would have just denied... Well, no. The thing is about that is Kinzo would have denied them entry, and they would have forced in on him, and then, you know... This all is done, I think, to actually protect Kinzo. I mean, obviously, Krauss doesn't really share any love to his father, but, yeah, and obviously, same goes for Kinzo to Krauss. But still, I feel like this is just done as an action of goodwill.
No.
Right?
そうやろ。
Isn't that right?
ただ、ついつい意地になってもうたんで、今さら会ってもいいなんて言えなくなってしまっただけや。
Isn't that right? You just got a bit stubborn, and it felt awkward to say you'd let us see him after saying we couldn't all those times. No, you're putting words into his mouth. Isn't that it?
Nah.
Right. Oh my god.
確かに主人も皆さん同様、
Oh yeah,
少々
definitely,
冷静
yeah.
を欠いてしまったところもあるでしょう。
It certainly does seem... Yeah, same for you. It certainly does seem that my husband has lost his composure slightly, just like the rest of you have.
私たちはお父様の皆さんに会いたくないという
Yeah,
意
exactly,
思を
yeah.
尊重して、
And I don't even
頑なに
disagree with that,
断
that's the
っていたに過ぎま
worst
せん。
thing. We were only refusing stubbornly out of respect for father's desire not to meet with everyone.
そうだな。
Indeed, that's right, I don't even disagree.
つい昔のような兄弟喧嘩になってしまい私も意地になってしまった。
Yeah, it was turning into another sibling fight like the old days, and I started feeling stubborn as well.
頭を冷やそう。
Yeah, he sounds really stressed. Let us cool our heads.
お前たちが親父殿にどうしても会いたいという強い気持ちはよくわかった。
I understand how much you all want to meet with father.
私もそれを伝える。
Oh, good one. Yeah, I'll pass that on to him. Yeah, somebody who's not dead, if you can pass
なん
something
と
on
か
to
面
him.
会してもらえるよう親父を説
Good,
得しよ
yeah.
う。
Yeah, I'll find some way to convince father to meet with you.
それでどうかね。
Would that do?
そうね。
Yeah.
クラウス兄さんに説得の時間を与えてもいいと思うわ。
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be okay to give Krauss Nissan some time to persuade father.
そうだね。
Yep.
頼むぜ兄貴。
We're counting on you, Aniki.
俺たちに会ってくれるようよく説得して
Yeah,
くれ。
please persuade him to meet with us.
何しろ親父の世話人なんだからよ。
God, he never stops. After all, your dad's caretaker.
その説得だけど、今夜中って制限を設けさせてもらうわよ。
Oh my god, and as for persuading him, let's set a limit on it to sometime tonight,
明日
okay?
になったら、私たちは書斎の扉を打ち破ってでもお父様の安否を
God,
確
that's
認
interesting.
するわ。
Oh no, this could be really bad. Well, obviously, everyone's gonna die anyway, we all know that, but like, yeah, what if Kinzo is dead, that is going to add for so much tension. I actually kind of hope he dies, because that would be amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm kind of just wishing an old man to die, but like, it would really make the story good. So I kind of have to. I sound so ridiculously heartless right now. I should just stop. Oh, her expression. You have no problems with that, I take it.
兄さん
Nisa?
好きにするがいい。
Do as you like.
なるほど。説得すらも大して時間はかけられないようだ。
I see. It seems even the time I've been given to persuade him is short.
夏日、行こう。
Oh my god, even with Natsuhi, let us go, Natsuhi.
せめて晩餐にはご一緒していただくよう。
We should ask him to join us for dinner at least. Yeah, that is going to be interesting.
はい。
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Krauss left the parlor with Natsuhi. Once the footsteps disappeared... Oh. Hideyoshi took a deep breath, smirking and flopping onto the sofa. Knowing that they have had victory? What has happened? Oh.
キリエさん。
Hideyoshi-san.
あんた恐ろしい人。
Agreed! Yeah, you're a frightening person.
勝手な口出しをして
Oh,
ご
she
めんな
is
さ
so
い。
good. She really, really is good. My god. Yeah, if you ever meet Kiria, you know never to get on her bad side. Jesus Christ. Sorry for speaking out of
謝
turn.
るわ。
No. Oh god, I don't really think they'd want her to apologise.
いやいや。当初の計画にはなかった。
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, and it's just really quite funny. We know what happened in episode 1. We know that it doesn't eventually work. Because obviously you just keep on suspecting him for having... well, what they did in episode 1 is they suspected him for having stolen father's funds for everything that was actually going on in his business and to satisfy his checks and his debts as well. He was in a lot of debt to companies, and you know, the resort as well, the fact that it hadn't actually been built. The building had happened for the guest house, and yet 2 years after, nothing else had happened. It's just a little bit odd. So it was because of the debt, and yeah, obviously they tried to use that debt, and they tried to make him accidentally sign, I believe, an agreement that made it so that what was it? He had all the they had bigger distributions to the inheritance, basically. And that was the 300 million deposit that he had to do to all of them, obviously all demanding really unreasonable sums of money. No, you didn't call him in like we originally planned, but in the end this was even better. Yeah, because it actually worked, as opposed to Krauss actually getting victory on all of these people. They're a really good couple, just like always I've got to bow my head to you.
でも9億円も用意できるのかしら。
But can he really prepare 900 million?
クラウス兄さんの財政状況ギリギリで 7.5 億が限界と私たちは計算したはず。
Yeah, that is... I believe we estimated that 750 million would be the most Krauss Nissan could avoid with this current financial situation. Yes? Isn't 900 million gouging him too much?
無理なら無理でいいのよ。
If you can't do it, that's fine
ク
too.
ラウス兄
What's
さ
the
んの
point of
顔を
paying?
立てて 7.5 億
What is the
に
point
減
of paying?
額とかやれば譲歩したっぽく見えて収まりやすいでしょ。
If you can't do it, that's fine too. If we do something like lowering it to 750 million, so Krauss Nissan can save face, it will look like we're compromising and it will be easier to settle. Right?
本当
Yeah, I
に9
suppose
億
so.
出てきたなら大成功だし。
That's awful. That's such a fucking waste of money though, I mean... Yeah, and if he really does come out with 900 million, that's even better. Yeah, so if you can't, you'll be willing to lower the threshold. So basically, Krauss just needs to lie that he can't pay the money so that these people can then, so that he can then get a bargain, I suppose, of 150 million yen. And I mean, 150 million yen is a lot. Wait, 900 million yen, I swear that was... Wait, no, I forgot how much. Yeah, £742,050. That is basically the difference in which he may have to pay. I mean, that is an absurd amount of difference. 742, what's that divided by 3? Oh, God. That's 200 or something. What, 742,000. Oh, this is a tricky number. 200 and... It's 24 something. Wait, hang on a sec. What was the number? 748,000. Right, I'll simplify. What's 74? Oh my god, I'm awful at this. Right. What, 748? Yeah. Yeah, 748. Yeah, so around 248. 248,000 each? I don't know, it's just a guess. What is 748 divided by 3? I don't know. 249.3, right. Okay. It's quite sad. God, I haven't done maths for a while. This is what happens after no more exams. And when you suck at mental maths, obviously. Yeah, I do wonder what they're talking about. Oh, they're probably just venting about how fucking stressed the situation was. To be fair, it's not personal enough for them to vent. But still, Nissan is probably having a strategy meeting with Natsuhi-san about now. I do wonder. I really hope that this is entirely disproved. By the way, I find it interesting. I completely forgot to... I've always noticed it, but I've never really commented on it. Eva and Eva Beatrice are wearing gloves. That's really all I wanted to say. Like, genuinely. It really would be interesting to see what kind of twisted logic our proud Nissan comes up with and as an excuse. Yeah, it will be. But the only thing is, it will be tricky. If Kinzo doesn't come down, no matter what happens, that will be awful. Convince father. Disagreed. With Natsuhi there, he can. There's no way to convince someone who isn't even there. Oh, but the only thing is he is there. Oh my god, when these people realise that their truth is completely thwarted, that is going to be hilarious. Oh, I heard a laugh. Oh, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Right. Oh, boy.
兄弟たちも年に一度の親族会議にそれぞれの都合を合わせてやってきています。
Jesus Christ. Interesting theme. Did I just hear Krauss nervous? What? I don't think I've ever heard that before. That just really shows the severe stress he has of, you know, talking to his own father. That's so sad. The siblings have all come, despite their various circumstances, for this annual family conference. Yeah, Krauss and Natsuhi could be seen in Kinzo's dimly lit study. Yeah, every once in a while, thunder could be heard, and the dimly lit room flickered with light. Oh, interesting that, yeah. It seemed that the island would be closed off by the storm very soon. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Father. Father, please, just this once, show those disrespectful people the majesty of the... It's... Oh! You have got to be kidding. No, wait, is that where Battler gets this from? What? His next line is going to indicate a lot. Ooh. Oh, maybe not. No. God, I love this theme so much. The large shadow of a person standing by the window, his majestic back facing them. Answered quietly and forcefully. Forcefully, I see that, yeah. He hung his head and shook. Eventually, they could hear a mumbling laugh over his shoulder. Hang on a second, you've got to be kidding me. Has he actually picked up this catchphrase from Battler? Or Beatrice or somebody, or... I don't know. I'm just genuinely so surprised that Battler literally says the same thing Kienzor does. It's useless, it's all useless. I just genuinely can't believe that that phrase has been passed down the generations. That's so cool. 3 months left to live. An almost finished geezer. To whom exactly are you referring to? Oh my. Ah, you fool. Jesus Christ, this expression. He looks mental. You fools. Yeah, definitely. Did you wander over here because your siblings threatened you? God, that's the worst thing. Because of the fact that they can't actually prove Kienzor's there. What are they going to do? Genuinely. Did you wander over here because your siblings threatened you? No, you're shut. Fuck. That's really bad. Oh my god, as Kienzor turned and brushed his cape, it flashed forcefully through the room's stale air. Yeah, that air pressure truly signified Ushinomiya Kienzor's majesty and, willpower itself. Oh my god, after being blown back by that wind, it wasn't strange that Krauss landed on... That is immeasurable amounts of wind, fucking hell. That really surprises me. Although showing consideration for Krauss, who looked as though his legs had been swept out from under him, Natsuhi also crouched down. Then, with a thunk. Kienzor's footsteps approached with a heft that signified his dignity. Oh, interesting. God damn. Right, this is going to be interesting. Father. God, look at his expression. You fool. Jesus, he is horrible. How from Kanon, just how far did you pathetically let your siblings lead you around by the nose? Father. Yeah, and I don't even disagree about that. That's the funny thing. My husband is doing his best to protect your honor. Oh my god, his face! Without lending an ear to Natsuhi's word. God. Kienzor extended his palm to Krauss's collar. Jesus Christ, as the latter sat on the floor. No, he curled his fingers, leaving only his pointer finger out, then took that finger and... Jesus Christ, pressed that out of Krauss against Krauss's collar. Twisted it. And slowly, with just one finger. Jesus fucking Christ, pick Krauss up into the air. How the genuine hell is he able to do that? What? Jesus Christ. That's absurd. God, you really are a pathetic fool.
妻に自分の弁解をさせるのか
Oh, God, you let your wife speak in your defense.
言い訳くらい自分でしてみせよ
Jesus, this man is so horrible. If you have an excuse, give it yourself. Yeah, I don't really think he's exactly able to say anything like that. Fucking hell. This is so... I feel so bad for Krauss. This must be so awful. Krauss clawed at the air. I can see why he doesn't ever want to talk to this man. He's horrible. Oh my god. Kinzo's brawny finger was choking him. Jesus, he couldn't even open his mouth. Yeah, much less talk. However, even if he had been able to open his mouth... Yeah, understandable, yeah, as he was now. There was no way he'd be able to even think an excuse that Kinzo would accept. Oh, fuck. Still, how could this power be described? I know, that's absurd. It really is. How the hell can you... You know, I mean, obviously, Krauss isn't really the thinnest. He's, like, an average, maybe a bit over average weight. No, maybe just around an average weight. Like, you know, how can you lift somebody like that with a finger? Just a finger. I mean, that's absurd. That's probably like maybe, I don't know, 75 kilograms, something like that. Some ridiculous weight like that. Just with his finger. I mean, how is that even possible? That really is odd as to how he has that much strength. That doesn't make sense. As well as the servants, they don't make sense either. God, Kinzo is unbelievably horrible though. I mean, I feel so bad for, you know, him just having to grow up with somebody like this. I mean... Father. Yeah, my husband is fighting it in his own way. Good one. Yeah. God, that must be so awful for Natsuhi. That really must be. Please forgive him.
Natsuhi.
戦いというのはな、勝つまでの過程を言うのだ。
Yeah, fighting is a process you go through before winning. Oh, you are an arsehole. Jesus, the process you go before losing isn't called fighting. Yeah, and I do find it really quite interesting that this is obvious. It makes it obvious that Kinzo isn't actually going to show up for dinner. And that's obviously resulting in, even though Krauss has done the best he can, let's be honest here, Kinzo is still downplaying his efforts, not calling it fighting whatsoever. Oh my god, his expression. God, that's called being pathetic. You call this my successor? Jesus Christ. He's not only horrible, but he is fucking mental as well. God. As Thunder roared, Kinzo laughed heartily as though... I know! Nothing could be more blatant. He is a horrible father. Like, genuinely. Jesus Christ. And when he finished laughing, he threw his son away. Like he was scrap paper. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Slamming him against the wall. That is horrible. God. Jesus. That is horrible. I do wonder what he is actually going to do now. Maybe he's... I mean, in a state like this, is he really going to be able to fight against himself and convince his father? Who knows? No is the answer, let's be honest. This guy is more sturdy than a brick wall. No, he's not a brick wall, he's a diamond wall. Nothing will get past him. And he can't be broken either. And he can't give in. Or influenced or changed. God, he is unimaginably horrible though. I mean, my God. This is just... It's off the scale. Did it? Are you okay? Krauss slid down the wall, rubbing his throat as though... Oh, God, yeah, as though in pain. God, that must have hurt so much. I mean, I couldn't imagine just having a single finger. I'm assuming that it's basically like... I'll see if you can... It's like this. It's like that, how he has actually gripped it. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're gripped by a single finger with, like, you know, the arm. So somebody's just gripping somebody probably like that. With the entirety of their arm. I mean, my god! I don't even want to... But to be honest, I could have actually strangled him. I'm not even joking. If he has that much force to literally lift him up. I mean, how is he that strong, though, genuinely? It doesn't make any sense. Krauss slid down the wall, rubbing his throat as though in pain. Yeah, god, Natsu, he ran up to him and looked after him. Yeah, good one. Yeah, but without showing any interest in the two of them. God, you are horrible. Fucking hell. But without showing any interest in the two of them, Kinzo returned to the space near the window, as though he had been there the whole time, and looked up at the thunderclouds of misfortune. Misfortune. Yeah. Oh, I thought I would have no regrets in my life if only I could meet Beatrice. But it seems it won't go smoothly. Yeah, definitely. It was promised from the beginning that nothing received from the witch would remain, including your love. However, the Ushinomiya name is not the property of a witch. Oh yeah, the solver of the epitaph, I wonder. Who is fit to succeed that name? Oh, that is interesting. It seems that this alone must be resolved by my own hand. Rejoice, Krauss. Jesus, you are so horrible. I've changed my mind. What? Father. So, God, he is just totally speechless. It's just so weird seeing somebody who is normally so composed, you know, like this, really. I have no desire to have dinner with you cowards! Oh, that is interesting. Oh my god, what?! Oh, that is interesting. No, because obviously, I think because of this show of cowardice that, you know, Krauss has actually displayed, he doesn't actually feel Krauss is fit to be the successor that he has, even though he's been, you know, basically training for it for the entirety of his life. It's horrible, but yeah. Father. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's kind of a bad move that Natsuhi is basically being more, you know, commendable than, you know, Krauss is. Oh, that is interesting. My god, this is not like anything we've ever seen before. There, I shall make a great announcement regarding the succession of the head. Oh yeah, that's really good. Yep, no trouble for Krauss. I mean, even though he's gonna die, let's be honest. You know, this is Umineko, why would he not die? I will resolve your foolish quarrel myself. Jesus Christ, man. His laughs never fail to scare me. Oh, yeah, that is going to be properly interesting. My god, I really want to what's actually going to happen and what Kinzo is going to say, what the challenge is going to be as well. I wonder, I hope it's not the epitaph. I hope it's something different that actually proves whether Kinzo is actually, whether somebody would be fit for the head or not. So it's 6-7. Right. 607. 07, no wait, it's an 07th mod reference, obviously. Right. That was really cool today. Oh no. What the fuck? Oh no, what?
Genji-sanか誰かいない？誰でもいいの。バスタオルを持ってきて。
Oh god. Oh no! What's happened? Oh my god. I kind of get the impression that Maria has done something. I don't know, she's done something that she shouldn't. That's hilarious. Right, I don't know why I did that. I was intending to... Oh my god, I'm just... Oh god. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, right, now I have to go here again because I need to save this to... I don't know, I just have OCD. Now I wanna fill my save slots entirely with this, because it seems that if I do this, Steam actually remembers that I have saved the game. Also, this save here is actually really, really useful because it's a save that shows the opening. Oh, I've got... Oh, I didn't actually realise I've done that. I've got extra pages. My god. I'm actually really interested. Does this... Sorry, oh, that's not why. God, wait, so, does it... Can we listen to World End Dominator? Oh no. Yeah, so the end of Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is one of the stories I really want to reread, because I forgot a lot of what happened in it. That was so fun today. I really, really enjoyed everything about the quarrel between Krauss. That was brilliant. And yeah, obviously the stuff about Beatrice and, you know, Angie and Battle. I like that. You know, the leading... All of this stuff today we read was... It was just the leading up to events. And I'm really, really excited to see, obviously, how the Blue Truth will be used. And Battler's new technique of, you know, getting loads and loads of theories and firing them all at Beatrice. Seeing which one actually hits. I'm excited to see stuff regarding that. And, oh my god, obviously the elephant in the room. What the fuck is going to happen with Kinzo? And is Beatrice going to be there as well? That's my bigger question. What about the letter? Yeah, what is actually going to happen about the letter? That is my question. I do wonder what's actually going to happen, because obviously Kinzo is going to be there. So why is there a need for some sort of anonymous letter? Oh, I really do wonder, actually. Or maybe he's going to give the letter to somebody. Who knows? Yeah, it's going to be really quite fun. Imagine if Battler solves the riddle and then Battler's going to become the head. That would be hilarious. I hope Battler does, because he has the potential to. To be honest, Battler actually has the highest... Wait, no, you're forgetting about the fact that the Battler in the game board is actually different to the Battler who's there. Yeah, that's a bit tricky. Yeah, so it's going to be really quite fun to see. And I'm just in general really excited to see how this story progresses, really. I just want to see the action and how it's going to differ. Are there going to be any new characters as well? That is a question. That's always the question I should be asking. Oh my god, man, I'm so excited. Even if there aren't any new characters in the question arcs, I can so look forward to the answer arcs. There is one character that appears early in episode 5. I know I shouldn't know this, but fucking YouTube recommendations. Yeah, I'm very excited. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't search it because it's spoilers. But yeah. I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. But yeah, I'm so excited for the answer arc characters. Oh my god, it's actually unbelievable how much I'm looking forward to them. But yeah, anyway. That's a matter for, like, probably... I don't know, I've heard this is actually the longest chapter in Umineko, so probably around... I'd say 15 days. 12 to 15 days. I think that's probably... If I play every day, that is. I don't know. That's probably how long I need to take until I can consider this. I also really need to watch the Umineko anime, because the thing is, it's kind of a tradition I've been doing. When I played Higurashi, what I did is I read the visual novel and then I read the corresponding... I watched... Well, I did kind of read the anime because I read the subtitles, but like, I watched the corresponding anime to the visual novel. But I haven't been doing that with Umineko. I just got kind of bored and I fell asleep in the first anime, and then I couldn't really be bothered because I enjoyed the story too much. And I just didn't want to have a day where I'd not be playing Umineko, really. So I haven't had a chance to watch the anime. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think probably once I've actually finished Umineko, I'll watch the anime, because obviously, like, you really think I'm going to watch, like, a 26 episode anime when I can start the answer arcs? Anyway, I am just rambling on and on. You've already got the points of what I'm saying. I love Umineko. I'm excited to read more. I'm excited to see how the game board will progress. Blah, 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 blah. What I've already said like a billion times. So, yeah, I'm going to go now. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, see you next time. Oh, my God. I'm so curious about Kinzo.